about my refugees and shit, and constantly like we need fucking, you know, infinite refugees. All the apart from my,
no.
Keep them away from her house. Keep them away from her.
No. One of her thing was, it's like everyone's got plenty of space for an extra person to live there. And they went, what about yours? And she went, oh no, I don't have that much space in my six-bedroom mansion. Sort of, well, not that house, the other houses you have.
Is that sort of self-righteous attitude that she had, you know?
All right, guys. Let's get started. Welcome and good afternoon to Smudcast number 273. This is MMO Junkie, Junkie's racist director. Should we hate the work or the jerk? This is a video by Mother's Basement, which came out, 3 years ago in February. It's got almost 1 million views, and if you don't know Mother's Basement, he's a pretty big YouTuber, so he's got over 1,160,000 subs. So
Mother's Basement sounds like the name of a band.
It sounds like a venue. It sounds like a. It sounds like a club or something, or like a.
Yeah, it sounds like a dingy rock club.
Yeah. It sounds like we're like garage bands.
Oh, I know. It's because I'm thinking of the band Heaven's Basement. That's why I thought that.
Oh, yeah, I see.
The less you know about the fellow, the better.
So this is going to be.
To be fair, I mean, he's not that big. I mean, he could be more overweight, you know.
Right. Well, anyway,
I'm sorry.
You were saying he's a pretty big YouTuber, and it's like, well, you know, he's not that big. You
know? You made a really bad joke. Sorry. God.
I'm saying he's kind of fat, but he's not that fat. You know.
Oh.
He's not like what's his name? Boogie.
Dollface. We get it.
Okay.
So anyway, this is a 20-minute video about the idea of whether or not we should divorce our opinion of a piece of media from the actual person who made the media, or the person in charge, or the producer, or whatever you want to call anything associated with the piece of media, because you simply dislike them or disagree with them or what have you. I don't know how this works in people's minds, because when we read a book,
or anything really.
Well, yeah, when we read a book, when we watch a movie, we don't go, hey, I wonder what's happening in Somalia right now, and if Josh Whedon had anything to do with abusing girls in Somalia.
I mean, one thing I can say on it is that, since being a conservative person, I kind of have to divorce my opinions of an actor's views from their performance of a character. You have to be flexible in that way. Otherwise, if you're conservative, you're not going to enjoy anything, because there are some really good actors out there, and a lot of them are radical leftists. So it's like, well, there's a lot of good movies I would not be able to enjoy unless I was more flexible like that, you know? That was something I kind of had to learn how to do.
Yeah. I think it's a lot easier when it's not like the writer. Like if something other than but I think if the writing has something that you disagree with in it, that will come out naturally without you needing to know anything about the creator. Like if it has, you know, whether it's, you know, feminist messages or, you know, anything where it's like, oh, that's kind of dumb. You know, you'll see it in the writing, and you don't need to actually know, you know, outside information. It will be evident. You know, it'll be self-evident as you're watching it or experiencing whatever it is. You'll be like, okay, I see what's going on here. You know.
Okay, so I think we're more than well equipped to talk about anime or certain other movies he might bring up, so we'll be fine. I don't think we need too much background info on this guy. Obviously, he's a left-leaning fellow. He's very open with his opinions, and that's totally cool. Anything you do on your YouTube channel is up to you. How you want to express yourself, that's awesome. But the fact that he brings it up in the way that he does, it makes me go, wait a second, we should probably pay more attention to this video than we usually do, simply because it's like he's arguing the point, which is good, but he's coming at it from his own perspective, which is not. It's like, oh, you're just messing up the entire argument right there for me. Anyway, let's hear what he has to say so we can make our own opinion and see how he goes. All right, let's get started. Everyone's in? I think we're good.
Is everyone in? Yeah, I'll give 5 seconds.
Yep. Okay, great. Let's go.
So, The director of recovery of an MMO junkie is, how should I put this delicately? He's a bit of a Nazi. Yeah, I know that word gets tossed around a lot in popular discourse these days in a slightly hyperbolic and sometimes not so hyperbolic fashion, but this is not one of those situations. Director Kazuyoshi Yaginuma's Twitter likes are a sea of Holocaust denial and neo-Nazi rhetoric, and he's also tweeted many anti-Semitic sentiments himself in both English and Japanese. These tweets date back at least as far as
Japanese.
Oh my god!
Oh god! Look at the children.
Like that's
oh god!
Both of them.
Huh.
Sorry.
Oh.
In both English and Japanese. Okay.
It was eroded.
So it means it's double the trouble.
America was founded little by little. It was eroded by Judea. Okay, like what? Interesting. I'm curious where he got these opinions.
Really gets the noggin jogging, you know.
Yeah, I just
really activates the elements.
I'm sure there were a number of actors in America's founding and development that were not the most beneficial. And there's all these wonderful conspiracy theories on what happened and the banking system and the railroad system and all this other crap.
It's all the cause of the Judean People's Front.
Oy vey, with the shekels and the Geschwoikenvorgens and everything.
What did the Romans do for us?
What did the Jews do for us?
It's kind of funny. Maybe he's never been to America, or maybe he just has these weird random opinions. Like let's say I have an opinion about I don't know, the Netherlands. Like I've never been there. I don't even know where it is on a map exactly. I don't know the political system. I don't know the history. And I'll just rambly saying crap. Like that's kind of silly. It's kind of like listening to someone who doesn't know what the hell they're talking about, but they have some rather strange opinion about the banking system in general, and they apply it to another part of the world they've never been to. That's.
I feel the democratic ways of Outer Mongolia are being controlled by the Jews.
Right. It's just
don't know anything about it. It's like just gonna say that sentence.
Yeah, there's probably some family member who had some rant he was listening to, and yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's probably how it works. Like probably, yeah, I don't know, some crazy person.
He probably just watched anime and their version of America.
Oh god. Oh boy.
Yeah, but fucking Bandit Keith.
Yeah.
So long as he didn't make or listen to Excel Saga, I think we're okay.
And the fact that he's to secure a directing role after pushing such a vile ideology probably says a lot about Japanese culture and the country's inclination to sweep its own.
Okay, wait a second.
No.
Japanese anime director made a tweet. All of Japan is just fucking racist and anti-Semitic. Okay.
God, imagine making a like trying to say that a whole type of people are one type of thing. Anyway, I'm going to assume that all Japanese people are like this because of one Japanese.
This is pretty funny.
Your racism is showing again.
If you guys can't read that on the screen, this is what is written. Good book. I've never read anything labeled anti-Semitic that wasn't factual and true. This is the exact opposite of the endless stream of lies, half-truths, distortions, etc. emanating from Jews and their useful idiot gentiles who've bought into their lies and crap. I don't know where that's coming from.
We're getting dangerously big.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Jewish War of Survival.
What is he talking about? Like, what's going on here? Is he talking about the founding of the country? Is he talking about something in New York? Something in Southern America? Like, what part? What region?
It's everywhere, Smud.
It's everywhere.
I don't know. I really don't know.
It's fucking nano Jews, son. That's what they're sneaking into the fucking vaccines. It's little tiny Jews in the vaccines.
I don't even think this is
Metal Gear Jews or something.
Yeah. It's like little, like minuscule, like microscopic Jews that they're putting into the vaccines that will monitor
they hardly respond to
the nano Jews.
Yeah.
COVID certificate oy vey identification.
Is COVID just a bunch of really tiny Jews?
No. The vaccine, right? The COVID is just the false flag operation that justifies
by the Jews to turn everyone Jewish, so they can get more bankers and create more banks.
Yeah.
COVID's turning me Jewish, Morty.
Oh, look at the honker on her.
It's the nano Jews.
Nano Jews, Molly, the nano Jews. It's just turning me Jewish.
So I don't know
oy vey.
if this is a philosophy, like he was saying this is like a mentality, or just a story that he's stuck with. I don't think it's that big a deal. It just sounds over the top silly. It's funny. That's all. I don't know who this guy is. I don't really care what he has made. It doesn't bother me, but
he's just the director. He's not even the writer. He's just the director of the anime.
Exactly. He's only one staff member. Like, is that supposed to give like the entire opinion away?
Deciding what camera angles and shit and when to cut scenes and things. It's not like, he's not in charge of the story. The story is already written by the mangaka. So it's like,
yep.
Gives it the director thing. About things.
It's a strange thing to concern yourself about. Every single person on staff that does the job, even in positions of power or this or that or authority, it's like, yeah, they're weird. They're goofy. They got silly ideas.
Yeah.
So do half the people I know. so
yeah.
what?
Also, the Japanese, their weird is always weirder. So.
Oh, they're great. There's so much. If you read any manga from like just random, go to a manga website, just randomly select one. It's like, a 200-year-old child who's been reincarnated as a bird and is trying to eat foreign food from an alien video game world. You're like, okay, that's enough. That's too much. I think I'll skip that one. So. Yeah, they have something that's beyond your understanding to even consider to read. Like, I don't want to read about a slime that builds a city with his demonic friends. Maybe not. I don't know. Might not be for me.
I'll start reading it, but I'll be like, I'm in insanity.
There are weirder and weirder stories from Japan, and you have to imagine the kind of brains that come up with it to put pen to paper and then hire a mangaka or artist or whatever to make the thing for them.
Are they 100% certain there was no proper repercussions from those 2 nuclear bombs?
Well, I think if your country got bombed nuclearly, you would have a different mentality. Yes.
Twice.
Not that the radiation would do anything or this or that. It's just the idea that you were attacked with the most devastating weapon mankind has ever had. It wiped out some of your countrymen. It wiped out an entire village. Yeah. It would change your mentality of war, of life, of storytelling, you name it. It'll change you. So that's just how it would, how the survivors would react. They'd be like, holy crap. But in that regard,
I think it has changed Japan's views and stuff, because there is a big cultural difference between war Japan and post-war Japan.
There's kind of a duality of man, where there's some people who are like, wow,
what was that?
Everything's so duality. But there's kind of like the people that are like, wow, this is really serious. Let's make some really like epic, like dystopian stuff because it's so scary what happened. And then there's the other people that are like, wow, let's make some really depraved anime cartoons, anime cartoon porn. Let's do that.
Yeah,
that is the natural reaction to being nuked. It's just like, I guess we should just make porn. I guess that's just what we have to do. That's just to cope with the devastation.
Just imagine, like,
this is how we're gonna win.
And all your strong, brave warriors get wiped out.
What the hell are we talking about right now?
In this place, it's just like generations of weebs.
We're talking about how anime and hentai
fucking
is a
war
direct
porn
result of nuking Japan.
War porn, probably. I mean,
why we're talking.
We're talking Japanese stuff. It's all weird. One thing I've learned being on Smudcast: Japanese stuff is weird. That's my only lesson that I've ever learned.
I don't know. I still don't think it's as weird as American stuff, especially leftist American stuff. Just saying.
Yokai, no. 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 There's no
I
argument.
mean, it's
no.
still not as weird as
No.
that. What is that fucking...
Is Alex Halo in the chat? Alex, come on. Tell him how weird it can get.
I would pick Russian stuff as the weirdest. Like,
it's not as weird as that fucking cartoon where it's like the superhero or something is like a character who saves people with his dick. You know, you know what I'm talking about? That the fucking is like that. I think it's Danish.
Well, there is literally a manga called Rape Man, and
yeah, yes,
and he goes around.
Oh god,
obviously doing what you think, and it's not just revenge. It's like not redemption, but he's trying to like help people, but through
he cures people with that. With the thing.
It's a little like, okay, yeah, that's still horrible.
So he goes around harvesting rapeseed. I don't understand what the problem is.
Yes.
He just rapes the world into justice.
Something like that.
Kind of.
It's hard to explain.
So as my point stands, no matter how weird leftists are, it will never get as weird as Japan.
Yes, I agree.
But leftists are trying desperately to be weirder.
It's a difference between philosophically being weird and actually being weird. Japan is already decades ahead.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
This is what I mean. Japan went from warriors and, priests and, monks and intellectuals to femboys, weebs and, uwu, and it's like, oh my god.
It never stops. It keeps
like,
getting weirder.
What a change.
Yeah.
It went from kamikaze attacks to cat boys.
I will literally die for my country. I will show no fear to... I don't want to go outside. It's scary. There are girls.
To cat ear girls going uwu. It's like, oh my god. It went from fighting in jungles to...
All right, let's keep going here. Lack of attacks, thanks for the super chat. I'm making the mother of Kugels, Jack. Oh. Okay, I got the reference.
It's a Metal Gear reference.
Yeah. A Kugel is it's a dessert, I think. Jewish dessert. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it sweet or savory? I don't remember. I never tasted it.
It's sweet.
It's sweet. Okay.
So why? So here's the problem. Metal Gear Solid is all about socialism, and socialists don't like Jews. So what's Jews doing?
Oh, we're never gonna live that down, are we? just constantly.
Nope.
I learned everything I learned about politics by playing Metal Gear. Oh yeah, and my socialist professor too.
Also, I have a history degree. Yeah, okay. Sure, kiddo. Go on then.
Fantastic. Anyway, let's continue.
War crime under the rug, but that's a topic for another video. Recovery of an MMO Junkie is one of my favorite shows from last year. I think it's very well written and cute, and I've even explicitly praised the direction of the show for being creative and efficient. I would definitely unequivocally say that Yaginuma is a good director, but with the same assuredness, I'd also definitely say that he's a bad person.
But he watched the series and he even listed it as some of his favorites, and he couldn't see any of those messages supposedly. And now that he just knows about it, he's gonna go bitter about it. It's just
But does having a bad opinion make you a bad person?
No.
It just seems weird when it's oh well he if you have someone who's oh, this person thinks that Jews are bad, that means they're a bad person. And it's well, I mean, are they actually a bad person? I mean, do they actually are they actually advocating anything evil here? I mean, he's not saying it would be good if it happened. He's not saying
I don't think
it would be good if the
think
Holocaust did happen, and we should do that.
Is this guy that we're watching known for critiquing producers and directors and stuff like that?
Worse.
Well, no, I'm not talking. But aside from the political stuff, like
aside from the political stuff, I mean, I guess
that's what he does. Because if that's the case, then I mean, I'll come to this guy and be like, "Hey, this guy a good director?" And he's like, "Yeah, but he's a bad person." I'm like, "No, I don't care what you think about that. I'm just talking about the director.
Yeah,
I don't really care what you think outside of that. I could give two shits. I'll speak to a philosopher about that."
Well, there's plenty of people that I know that are friends or ex-girlfriends that hated the Trump administration or anything that they stand for. They're not horrible people, but they'll say things like, "Oh, he's just a misogynist." It's like, maybe he is. Is that any of my business? Is he having like, I don't know, executive orders where he's like, women can't go to work on Fridays because they gotta polish my shoes? Like, they're not doing stupid things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's like this obsessive people in the West right now are just obsessed with delving into the morality of public figures.
Yeah, but the worst thing about that is they delve into the morality of these people, find all the problems. But you mention someone that they like having all these problems. Oh no, well that's different. Well, that's different. This is
they
different.
don't like it if it's somebody that they like.
Yeah, it's like people always talk about with Boris Johnson in the UK because he divorced his wife and went off with a younger woman. How bad it is, and how the Prime Minister of Britain shouldn't be a divorcee and stuff like that because it's bad. Right? Hold on. And I mentioned, oh, but Jeremy Corbyn's been married 3 times. Oh well. See, that's different. That was different things. I'm like, wait. So Jeremy Corbyn can divorce his wives, but Boris can't. And it's it's not about the person being bad. It's about you just want dirt on your opponent, and that's it. It's just dirt on their opponent. So, and this is the problem. It's like everyone's got skeletons in their closet, and if your only way of attacking that person is to find those skeletons, be very careful because other people can find out about your skeletons quite as easily. And that's one of the major problems. I mean, he's talking about this MMO Junkies director saying they're racist. I'm sure if you look hard enough, well, not even that hard, just go into Twitter, you'll be able to find somebody that he likes being equally as racist or equally as bad.
I think that this stuff like started small. Like first is it's a radical opinion in itself, but first is the opinion of we need to get rid of even competent people. We need to get rid of them if we find out that they're racist or something. And then that compulsion grew into other stuff. Like, if this person doesn't if this person doesn't believe this, we need to get rid of them. If they don't believe that, we need to get rid of them. And I just feel like it's just getting worse and worse.
Oh, hold
on. To the point where it's like, I don't even want to talk about it, Like, I'll go to someone and ask them, like, hey, you're a film theorist? What's your opinion on, this guy? They're like, oh, yeah, he's a good director, or he's a good executive producer. Oh, but he's a bigot. I'm like, okay, well, I'll talk to a social scientist or a philosopher about that.
But it's not even that. It's more the point that the reason why they're looking at people's skeletons in their closet is because they can't defeat the arguments. So they'll just say, oh, he's bad. And then that's it. He's bad, so we can't use him anymore. Not that, maybe we should discuss why he thinks the way he thinks. It's like, no, he's bad. Just ignore, get rid of.
Yep.
But if you reversed to them, they would spend the next 4 fucking years trying to explain why their person was allowed to have these views and how it's not actually that bad. So, anyway,
let's keep going.
This kind of events when it comes to art is sadly not uncommon. We tend to put artists, especially celebrities, up on pedestals, conflating the quality of their art.
Do we?
No.
Nope. Not since I stopped being 14, and I realized that people had problems.
Well, actually, lots of people apparently in the West do that, where they put these Hollywood celebrities on pedestals and stuff, public figures on pedestals. So if Matt Damon votes left, you should vote left too.
Yeah. They're idiots.
A lot of people go into like people that produce music, asking them what their political philosophies are. I mean, what the hell is that?
Oh, it's like what always makes me laugh. I really love the Dead Kennedys as a band and everything, but they are so left-wing, pro-big government, all this sort of stuff now. And I'm like, wait, what? You're a punk band that supports government.
Yeah. Fuck
Rage Against the Machine, same thing.
Oh yeah, them, yeah. Fuck you! I won't do don't do what you tell me. 2020. Do what your government tells you. Otherwise, you're a bigot, and you should follow all of these rules. Beg your pardon? What? Yeah. So, but yeah, a lot. I think, especially in the UK, soap actors and actresses, for some reason, like EastEnders and Coronation Street, for some reason, those actors are put on pedestals. And I don't know why.
Yeah, I think they're sort of like... It's weird. It's like people think, especially with those like soap actors, that it's like they feel like they know them, and they feel like, oh yeah, we're friends, like as if they're like someone that is like that they know.
Did you see that like what was it between? I think they did like a survey or like some data from like 1999 to like 2007. The British public spent £15 million on gifts for weddings and birthdays and soaps.
Yeah.
Like the characters that weren't real.
Oh.
Like actual wedding gifts. They sent to the show for these characters getting married.
What?
Yeah. It'd be like it's like the American version of like, say, Dallas. Say if two characters getting married, it'd be like people sending like wedding gifts to the show.
Why?
What the hell?
Because people used to think it was real. People honestly in the UK used to think some of these soaps were real and treat it like it was real. Like if a character gave birth, there'd be like people would send like gifts for the baby shower on the episodes and stuff.
Well,
I'm not even joking about
this. There are fans.
This is how crazy people.
There are fans who take things a bit too extreme. I know that, even from old movies.
But we're talking hundreds of thousands of people over a 10-year period was spending literally about. I think they rounded up to about £15 million in 10 years worth of gifts sent to these like 3 major soaps. Unbelievable.
When you love something that much for that long, it's a bit nutty, but people love things like Star Trek like crazy. And the super fans are always there to love it. Same with Star Wars.
Yeah, but they don't send Patrick Stewart like a birthday gift because a TNG episode had his birthday.
They sent some pretty crazy shit. One fan, remember what was that called? The Naked Now? It's where everyone had the sexy drug or whatever it was. Whatever. Everyone was sleeping with each other.
When Data got laid, more than
when Data got laid, a fan oil painted what he thought the depiction of Data and Tasha's coupling was.
Tasha.
Okay.
All right. These are
okay. Well, okay.
Fans.
That's not buying a toaster. Right, because it's a character's wedding. There's a difference. That's making some art. That's fan art, right? This is what
and then sending it to the people who the actors. It's like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's fan art. That's crazy. What I'm talking about is a middle-aged couple, 2 kids, and all this sort of stuff, going out to B&Q or a Home Bargain and getting a toaster. A welcome mat for a fictional couple, so they could so that it would make them move it into a house easier.
A set of knives.
Set of knives, some pots and pans. That's what I'm talking.
A little weirder than the Data thing. Yeah, that actually is weirder than the Data thing because I can't help but feel that an oil painting like that is somewhat of a troll too.
Well, there's other
You'd be
fans.
surprised how much effort people will put into doing stupid shit.
Maybe it's just a British thing, but there are fans of like Poirot, who this is part of the documentary with David Suchet. They did some on set in some village. I don't remember which one it was, but the old lady who was there saw Poirot. I was like, oh, it's Poirot. Like, it's literally him. It's David Suchet still in character. So she just assumed it was like no, oh, it's not David Suchet. It is Poirot. So she was talking to him as if has there been a murder? You know, like, no. So he's like, no, I'm en vacances. He's like, what? I'm holiday. Oh, all these silly little things that people are to. Oh yeah, this is fiction. This is not real.
I mean, the best thing, like the weirdest thing that could happen is like someone like murders someone so that Poirot would show up. You know, it's like damn, he didn't show up. Oh damn, I thought he would like come and investigate it.
That was the joke with Murder She Wrote, because she's just an author, and wherever she goes, someone dies. You're like, what?
Yeah, I know. It was just like we made a joke once because my grandma watches it a lot. Like, if you went into a hotel and you saw Jessica Fletcher's name, you'd be like, "Nah, I'm okay. I'm gonna go down to that motel. It's fine."
All right, let's keep going here.
Cabot Cove is the deadliest place in America.
Murder rates.
Literally, seriously, Cabot Cove makes Detroit look like flipping Lapland.
It's a lot of these sort of like cozy murder mystery things where it's like, how are there so many murders? Like fucking Midsummer Murder.
Yeah, Midsummer Murder. There's not been a murder for 20 years. Here?
And the thing is, like, it's not. There's still people there, but it's not like they move in to replace people. It's like they've always been there and they've been there for generations.
It's like
they always have like a family home or whatever, and it's like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's funny. There's that one precinct where he's always from, and he just goes to all the other. Are they different villages or towns? I don't even know. Yeah. And there's always a new person. There's always a new.
Yeah. But it's like you get the impression that Midsummer has been like fucking genocided several times over.
Because Midsummer is the parish, and there's like Little Hampton and stuff like that, and it's like I think it's like they're closing on nearly like 10,000 deaths in a place that has like probably 500 people.
Like they've killed the entire population several times over.
Yeah.
All right.
And then they go. There's not been a death here in 20 years. It's like, are you insane? Did you not see what happened last Tuesday? The postman brutally murdered 16 people.
I suppose that's kind of like, isn't that like kind of what like Hot Fuzz is kind of.
Oh, it's an accident. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Here is Strawman. Thank you. Smug. Have you heard the famous quote from Lovecraft? It's called Entai, and it's art.
Yes, of course.
Didn't know hentai was popular back then by certain aficionados of the genre. Oh boy, here's Alex Halo.
Don't we say that hentai was like an ancient art form because there's a Japanese drawing from like the 15th or 16th century of a squid fucking a woman?
Okay.
I'm like, no, that's not.
I don't know.
That's how Japan scared away foreigners.
Somebody was ahead of their time.
Yeah. Didn't have the technology, but they had the mindset. It's like, oh, if only they were alive 100 years later.
A nation that never invented the wheel was already making hentai porn. It's just, what a crazy country.
Oh, boy. Here's Alex Halo. Hey, Alex. Shrimp for VTubers. Don't simp for Hollywood. Oh. I mean, if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Don't simp for VTubers too much.
Don't simp for anybody.
Simping for VTubers.
Really
no. Shrimp. You have to send them shrimp.
Oh, shrimp.
I'm okay with shrimping.
Shrimp.
Why?
Just a big massive barrels of
Why?
Prawns.
Why? Shrimp is delicious. Yeah, shrimp is delicious.
Hungry VTubers. They need to eat.
You just fucking airdrop them, like in fucking Call of Duty. It's just shrimp. It's just like, it's a care package. It's just a massive.
And with Japanese VTubers, you've got to send shrimp in like little miniature nuclear bomb shaped packages.
Yeah. It's
just cut out
in their back garden, and it's like,
cut out the middleman.
Just remove the warhead though, and then you can just.
What the fuck?
We are never going to finish this video.
All right, let's one more from Lelouch v. Britannia. This somewhat reminds me of how people try to cancel Attack on Titan because people can't tell reality from a fictional race of secret killer giants. Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
People who were calling Attack on Titan like, see, it's secretly about how Jews are bad.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been a lot of people going after
And
Attack
one
on
of them was
Titan.
literally like, "Look at this Titan. It's got a big nose."
What?
I think it was just right as well.
Yeah, it's like,
What?
this Titan has kind of a big nose. Yeah, like you can clearly see what they're trying to do here. And it's like, what?
It was in the just right video as well.
We didn't cover that, did we?
No, because it got removed by YouTube because it was offensive. So
Oh.
That's so priceless. That's so like.
I remember there was this one character where it was a female character, but she was like a little bit more dressed like a little bit more boyishly, and she had like shorter hair. And when she was about to get killed by a Titan, she yelled, I think, "Daddy, no," or something, which implies that she had like a fucked up past. And then a whole bunch of like leftists got mad at that because they were saying like, "Oh, that implies that girls that are more that don't dress according to their gender have to be doing it because there's something wrong with them." I'm like, that's a little bit of a stretch.
What?
Yeah,
Huh?
It was pretty weird. Yeah, it was bizarre. I just think that people just need something to be outraged by. That's all it
Yeah.
really is. And for
How
some
dare you.
reason, they keep attaching themselves to anime.
Can't believe you just said that. I'm so outraged right now.
I mean, that's what they do. Is it really that surprising?
Wow.
No,
If you play
not
rock,
anymore.
paper, scissors, they'll find a way to make it offensive.
Wow. Okay. So you're the scissors beat paper. What? Oh, but see, it's a metaphor for the fucking phallic penetration. You see, because it penetrates the paper. Well, this is
And
patriarchy. The
Rocks are
fucking
from
scissors.
Africa.
Yeah.
And papers from Europe. So it's
Yeah.
imperial
It's
colonialism.
cultural appropriation.
Oh no.
Yeah. Why doesn't rock beat paper? Rock clearly you could like throw a rock through paper, but they arbitrarily had to like neuter rock because they can't stand the engineering of people who invented throwing a rock. The engineering, the scientific progress of inventing throwing rocks.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, let's try and keep going. Tyler Preston, shrimp for the lowly shark, Gargura. Okay, I think I know that reference.
Yeah.
Oh
That's the
no.
The VTuber.
white-haired, just sharky one.
You know, they're making money. Good for them. They're entertaining people.
Yeah.
Whatever works. That's cool. All right. So let's continue on with whatever anime this is. I don't know.
This is Oran High School Host Club, that screenshot.
Warren High School? Okay.
Oran High School Host Club, yeah.
With the quality character and turning them into role models when maybe they shouldn't be. And as the recent string of #MeToo scandals in Hollywood has demonstrated, being a great actor or director doesn't preclude someone from being a shitty person. And this creates an unfortunate
Nobody
conundrum for those
said
of
it
us who
did?
study
What?
and critique, well, any kind of art really, but especially narrative-focused artwork like books and movies. How are we supposed to take great art, talk about it, and engage with it when it comes from not so great people?
Well, okay, wait a second. Why do you even consider who it comes from in the first place? Do I really care that Michelangelo was a womanizer from hundreds of years ago, or he killed gerbils on the weekends or what? Like, no, I really don't. It has nothing to do with like, it's so silly. Or he hated tomato sauce. Like, I don't care. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, these tweets do be spitting straight facts, though, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, let's read. Let's read a few. Yeah, Japanese banks are still under the influence of Jewish-owned central banks, and as such, big industries are still under Jewish power. So long as world banks are still under Jewish influence, we can't really escape having to use their money. Oh,
It do be like that, though.
Ugh.
Zuckerberg. I will fucking. I'm gonna.
Why
commit,
does he hate Jewish people so much?
I'm gonna
though?
commit terrorist acts. Fucking Mark Zuckerberg. I know you're fucking watching. You fucking bitch ass. Fuck, I'm gonna find you. I'm outside your door right now, Mark Zuckerberg.
I guess they're trying to explain away the value of their dollar as a result of, I don't know, whoever had money to throw at them.
I think like maybe he hates Jews because Oppenheimer was one, and he invented the atomic bomb. So
Okay.
No, that was based.
Oh boy. I'm sure there's some connection to something, and he tagged along with it and just thinks there's this whole conspiracy about the Jewish dollar investing in Japan, causing their credit score, or whatever you want to call their dollar value, to be low, when it really has to do with reparations that they have to spend.
I mean, the guy can say whatever crazy stuff he wants, but it's like, no, I'm not allowed to enjoy things he makes. You know?
Yeah, no, it's really silly to have a criteria, a list of things that you say, I'm going to read a book about starships, and go, okay. Oh, and my other criteria is
Jefferson starships.
What? Sure, music, and oh yeah, the producer or the writer is an ex-convict. He was an ex-thief or something. Therefore, I can't be completely objective.
Like, I can't enjoy it.
Can't enjoy it. No, it's It's done by a criminal. You can't enjoy things done by criminals.
What a great book this was. Damn it! It was made by. Oh, well, I can never read this again.
Did you ever listen to fucking?
Wow, this book by this vegan artist is quite good. He's done nothing wrong at all. I'm gonna read it.
Have you ever listened to fucking Charles Manson's like music that he recorded?
I listened to Marilyn, but not.
No. Like the actual serial killer. Like,
yeah, I know. Yeah, yes.
It's actually good shit, man.
Hmm.
Some tunes, you know, some like wow, like he's really do be spitting bars, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say I have, but yes, I do know he was a musician in some regard. All right.
There's a lot of things in some regard, to be honest with you.
I mean, we can just divorce the opinions of creators from their artwork, especially not in the case of narrative-focused works with a singular creator.
Why
When
not?
someone is creating a story, of course the way that they view the world is going to inform how characters act, or
How?
No.
Why?
Not
Yeah, but
necessarily.
now you're not
No.
able to analyze the characters outside the lens of who created them. That's silly.
If you can't tell that without knowing about them, then it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
If you watch it and you're like, oh, that was a really good show, and then you find out, and then you just retroactively convince yourself that it's bad. It's like, well, maybe it didn't influence it as much as you think. You know, maybe it actually didn't. You know, you don't actually need to know what their views are to watch or read the thing, and then go. Just based on that, and go, okay, well, you can kind of
Like
tell
when
that,
I find out that something I like was made by a radical leftist, I'm just mildly irritated by it, and then I move on with my day. I'll still like whatever I watched.
Yeah, but because here's the thing: he really liked this anime that this guy made, and
but he
now
just fucking directed it. He didn't even fucking
Oh,
write
yeah,
it.
well, yeah, but no, yeah, okay, but here's the thing,
And
yeah,
that goes
but
back
here's the
to
thing,
what Smudboy. But that goes back to what Smudboy was saying earlier. It's like, well, what are we just going to obsessively analyze the lives of every single person involved in a project?
Yeah, I know that.
Yes.
But my point that I was trying to make was, he found nothing wrong with this, and saw nothing until he looked deeper into the person. So his point here is doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, I always remember the personal life of Salinger, who very good author, fantastic writer, not perfect, but he did some really great stuff. And I don't know how many women he married, but they were always young, even when he was in his 60s. He married like a 21-year-old.
Damn face.
Yeah, he was really into the young girls. And hey, were they happy? I have no idea. It's none of my business. But for some reason, those women love the guy. So call him a womanizer, a piece of shit. I don't care. I don't care.
What's wrong with being a womanizer, though? Seriously, why do people find being a womanizer a bad thing?
Whatever you're...
I love the fact that term exists, but it's like you constantly hear this argument from feminists, where it's like, well, guys can sleep around, it's not a problem, but women get called sluts. But like, no, men get called womanizers. Like that's the thing. Like men get called womanizers, and it's portrayed or it's framed.
Do you know what I got? You know, was it last Friday? By the mere fact that I spoke to 2 girls in a bar, got called a womanizer by a fucking soy boy.
Yeah.
Seriously, I was like, wait, what? I was like, what do you mean? Because you're just trying to flirt with them. I was like, no, one of them is a friend of mine, and the other one is my cousin. So I'm not being a womanizer.
And then he just says, yes, exactly.
I'm sure there is a bonus to being an attractive male or female in the dating game, but in terms of the skills and lifestyle and other things you need to attract a mate, men have it very hard off to...
Because for a man to date, he has to accomplish a goal. For the woman to date, she just has to accept the man. It's a completely different dynamic.
Right, the female is the prize. Yeah. The female is the goal. The female is, this is the amazing, gorgeous model in the corner who's just so bored with the bar scene because no one's interesting enough to call her a useless piece of crap and go, wait a second, I'm not a useless piece of crap, I'm gorgeous. It's like, yes, you are, honey, but don't go date some other guy who might appreciate you. I don't care. And then, why is he to say that to me? I don't understand.
I think it's like one of those things, or like sort of like internet comic things where it's like see, what you gotta do is you gotta tease them, you gotta tease them about stuff, and then it's like, okay, I'll use this advice, and then it's just him going up to him and go, you fucking stupid ugly bitch. And it's just like, he's just like, wow, let's fuck, and then it's just like, wow.
So
what you gonna do? You just gotta playful teasing, just playful teasing. That's what works. You fucking stupid bitch.
The way
you
that
ugly fucking fat cunt.
The way that someone described it to me, it was like a master thief, like a master lockpicker, and a woman who was a shitty lock. They're both sluts. But it takes a great skill to unlock a number of locks very well. You're a really crappy lock if everyone can undo you.
Yeah, no, it's the why is it that if a man who sleeps with a lot of women is like praised? Well, think of it as like a key that can open any door. It's a pretty cool key, isn't it? Now imagine a door that can be opened by any key. Yeah. It's a pretty shitty door, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's like you can be so far down. Yeah. You can be so far down the basically the bell curve of attractiveness as a woman and still get lots of male attention. You have to be way down there to get.
That's because
nothing.
Men fucking hate themselves. That's why.
Well, no.
Like especially nowadays with feminism, you have like back to the lock metaphor. It's like you have locks that are just covered in shit but won't fucking open. It's like, you know what? Fuck this. This is bullshit. Look at it; it's a piece of shit, and it won't open.
Yeah.
As a result,
you have
a number of keys trying to ascertain this lock, and that's why women need standards. That's why women cannot be sluts, because they must have a goal in mind with what they're trying to do with their relationships. Whereas men should also have a goal in mind, but there's something romantic about the notion of being able to seduce with skills and conversational pieces, as opposed to being a gorgeous lady, because that is what men want. Men want the gorgeous target.
And then if someone was to respond to what you just said with, well, why can't it be the other way around? Well, that's only because it's so strongly engraved in our culture, and I don't just mean American or Western culture. This is throughout the world. We see this in cultures throughout the world, and it's a strong part of our biology. We see it throughout the animal kingdom. So...
If your looks can't do it, there's always roofies. I mean, no, sorry. What? Damn, my mic wasn't turned off.
All right, here's Kyle Rocket. If you can't separate the artist from the art, then nothing will be enjoyable. The problem is the criteria should never include how the thing was made. Like we look about games and all the horror stories of crunch and the revolving door of people working and the dev cycles and the pushback of the release dates and all these horrible things.
Yeah, but it's like also going. Batman '89 was a terrible Batman movie because Alfred was in a Coke advert. And they had Nike shoes. It's like you have to separate certain things.
You have to disconnect the world of movie making and game making and media creation from the thing itself, or else we're never going to have anything worthwhile to argue. Or we're going to say, oh, if it was only made by these angels, it was only made by these pure-hearted, amazing geniuses who did everything they could to make this, Evangelion is the best anime ever. Therefore,
only it was made by me. If only everything was made by clones of me who agree with all of my opinions.
Yeah, because it's embarrassing. It's one of those things where it's just a bit like to think that everyone who makes stuff has got to be perfect. You're already walking into a problem because nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, that's a little basic rundown of males and females in the dating game in general. We're not going into detail because that's not why we're here. So let's continue.
How society functions in that story. It's inevitable. Or is it? Ender's Game is arguably one of the greatest sci-fi novels ever written.
That's a hot take.
Wow.
I think.
Jesus, I mean,
I'm not big into books, so how bad is this statement?
How about Solaris? How about Dune? How about anything by Alfred Bester? How about
anything by Isaac Asimov?
Philip K. Dick? There's so many.
Yeah.
Ian M. Banks.
Ender's Game is so low on it's okay, but
it's not what comes to mind. Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're just a bit like,
oh boy.
It is for young adults, and that's the demographic. So maybe he read it as a young kid or whatever. As a kid, reading science fiction with the stories and themes of Ender's Game, you're like, wow, this is so impactful. It's like, yes. And when you're an adult and you read that crap, you go, oh my God, how could I have possibly ever been affected by this? This is so immature and silly. And I wouldn't say derivative, just not. There was like maybe two things in there which were inspirational. And that was the concept of Usenet. He came up with the idea. I don't know if you guys know what Usenet was in the 90s. It was basically a mailing system. You've never heard of it? Never mind. He came up with the idea.
Well, I was born in '94, Smudge.
Okay,
no.
Yeah, forget about that. So the Orson Scott Card came up with the idea of Usenet before it existed. His version of a bulletin board system, but for the planet, and that's where it stops. That's where his idea stopped. The other one was like laser tag or some nonsense like that. It doesn't matter. But with that, the children of the three kids, or the two kids rather, because these are super geniuses. These are three super geniuses that are smarter than all the top 10 PhDs on the planet, and they are able to change geopolitical politics because of Usenet, which is frickin' retarded when you think about it. So that's how they became the leaders of the free world, by arguing their way into the hearts and minds of everyone through the proto-internet, or whatever he was thinking of at the time.
That's silly.
So he came up with the TCP/IP model.
Not even, no.
So he came with NordVPN then.
NordVPN, thank you for our sponsor. Everything else is derivative bullshit and just Saturday morning cartoon crap. Really, it's that silly. Was it a bad book?
Yeah.
For kids? No, it's great for the audience, because you need to hear that you have value and you're special and you could do amazing things and you could do things that adults can do, which is kind of crazy.
I'm already remembering it, and I already remember that I hated this book.
The other books after it were even more insufferable. You could not believe how stupid they were. But if you got past the first one and that's all you read, then that's fine. You did it. You read your book of sci-fi as a kid. That's cool. So I don't know if you guys saw the film.
I put Ender's Game down for a Make My Own Adventure book.
Yeah.
I saw a bit of the film. I just couldn't be asked for the rest.
No.
The movie looked like it was like what's that Beerhoven movie?
Oh, really? Master of the Universe?
No, not that one.
Starship
The one where they go against the bugs.
Starship
Troopers. But crappier.
Really?
The aesthetic of it.
Yes. That's all I remember. Like the 5 minutes I saw from the movie.
All right. Anyway, let's be brief on our criticism of Ender's Game.
Its Orson Scott Card is vocally opposed to same-sex marriage, and his negative views on homosexuality have largely eclipsed the actual merits of his books and popular discourse.
No,
they were definitely the driving points in the conversation surrounding the film adaptation of Ender's Game, and it was even boycotted by LGBT groups. You'd expect then that
isn't that great? Like when you create something and they being boycotted by a group.
Who gives a shit about your fucking LGBT groups? They boycott shit all the time. And I don't give a fuck. Like, it's the most, who actually gives a shit? I don't know. Maybe it's just because I live in Northern Ireland.
I feel like you haven't truly been successful until you've been boycotted.
I know. But it's like, maybe just to me.
The LGBTQ crowd would boycott being LGBTQ if they got told racist. They'd literally boycott anything.
Yeah, but as someone who's grown up in Northern Ireland, right? This is the most, common... this isn't really that uncommon of a view here at all.
Yeah.
This is really milquetoast, ordinary, run-of-the-mill type of opinion. And he's for some reason, to Mother's Basement, this is horrifying. Oh my god, he's against gay marriage. Oh my god, what an extreme view.
And this is where we start to cross into the territory of you're not allowed to create something unless you're left-wing.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just this is, especially. It seems like a very recent development where being anti-gay marriage is a really extreme view, and it's you don't realize how modern that idea is. Even the last even the last 20 years, even where that's considered even an extreme view. Until very recently, that was pretty much the normal view, and the idea that basically civil partnerships were basically enough wasn't seen as this horrible oppressive oh my god, they just hate them, they're filled with hate. I mean, he's just being hysterical here. He's just being really hysterical about this.
Yeah. The minute you bring up the LGBT boycotted it, it's why did someone sneeze and they thought it was racist or something? I don't know. It's just they'd boycott oxygen if they thought it was racist. So
No, it's controlled by the patriarchy, of course, because they control all the resources in the forests.
Stop breathing oxygen if you want equality on Earth.
They control the oceans. All the blue-green algae that produces oxygen for us is owned.
It's in the hands of white rich men.
Yeah.
It's like in the fucking Lorax where it's the guy who owns all the air, but instead of he does things. It's like that, but he's your air license has expired because you posted something that is a little bit problematic. So your air license has been revoked.
film or the itself would be pieces of anti-gay propaganda, but if you've seen or read Ender's Game, then you know that's really not the case. Parts of it can be interpreted that way, but by the same token, there are many who find the story to be empowering. Ender's Game is a story about a young man who is bullied for how he was born, whose existence causes problems for his religious parents, yet he forges his own identity, rises up through his own willpower, and eventually learns to love, understand, and accept beings who at one point seemed alien and hostile to him.
He lathers people up with soap in the shower so that he could punch them and they flip over. He plays laser tag differently than everyone else. And he's just he's such a genius. No one can ever stop him. He's so smart. Okay. It's just, he's easy mode the game. It's okay.
He's gonna make out this is an allegory for being gay, isn't he?
I don't think so. I hope not. No.
Just like Harry Potter.
Let's not.
Hermione was in a wheelchair the whole time.
You're a gay, Harry. you're a queer, Harry.
Oh no!
You're a raging faggot, Harry.
You're a twink, Harry.
A what?
You're a weeb, Harry.
You're an alphabet person, Harry.
I'm a what?
No!
No, you need to go to Ollivander's shop to get a wand. You know, it's like, oh, a wand.
If you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean. You know. Yeah, it's like...
Yes, the queer side of the magic thing is the pathway to many other things that some might consider to be gay. I don't know. That was a bad joke.
Yeah, it's not weaponized. It's not weaponized queerness.
Oh yeah, you can't do that anymore. That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's too crazy. It's too crazy a concept to even make a joke about. You can't make fun of putting things on your genitals.
You can't have a personality.
Let's weaponize sexuality, guys. Please no.
Yeah, the closest thing to weaponized queerness is that fucking dildo bat in Saints Row.
What?
Well, Smudge, you guys saying let's. Yeah, me too. It's like you guys saying let's weaponize sexualities. Sadly, the SJWs already do that.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a dildo bat in Saints Row. No, Saints Row 3, is it?
Yeah.
Good.
And in GTA San Andreas too.
Back in the
Really?
day when video games were more wholesome.
It's like you could do as a dildo as a whacking stick.
Good times, good times.
It was some kind of sex toy, but anyway.
It's easy to see how those themes could resonate with, say, a gay youth in a religious household.
No.
Wait, did I call it again?
No.
God.
Oh my god.
Actually, if you guys remember what he was talking about, he was saying how he was advocating for how the story actually isn't anti-gay, even though the creator is. And he's saying, in fact, because it's such an empowering story, you could even make an argument it would be useful for a gay kid to read if they feel disenfranchised by their environment. That's what he's saying. Which,
I know. Hence why I said he's gonna.
But I mean, we don't really need him to make that argument because we don't think it's a problem in the first place. So
I can't even remember if there's a male-female relationship that's romantic in that story at all. It's all about Ender going through the ranks of being a military commander, and it's all one big game because they never tell him it's real, and he thinks he's just playing this crazy simulation with everyone over and over again. There's nothing about he has some weird creepy not a love affair, but a relationship with his sister through email, and that's it. Like that's all I can think of. Everything else is just killing bugs in simulations.
Well, I think that he's just saying that the transference of an empowering character to a disenfranchised reader is useful. I don't think he's saying that the story has romance in it.
Could be taken for any scenario where a kid feels empowered to like do a thing that they're good at, like play piano or read a book.
But
write a book report.
But the problem is any kid going against their parents is automatically viewed as being an allegory to a gay homosexuality.
What if you're a really religious kid to really like LGBT activists? You know, like
What would you feel like proper like real like right wing? To like your lesbian parent.
Yeah, you're like mom, other mom. I'm Christian.
Mom, other mom.
No.
I'm
Does the kid consistently refer to the same one as other mom? Is other mom jealous of mom?
Yes, he gets the privacy.
Because
why does she?
What? How come I have to be other mom? Why can't I just be mom?
Shut up, other mom.
Shut up, Sandra. We already talked about this. Slap. Hey, lesbian relationships have a high percentage of domestic abuse, so it is true.
You can't say that.
What? I'm sorry, my mic again was not turned off. Damn it.
Judging by what they said at one of the film's promotional events, that's the message that both director Gavin Hood and Harrison Ford, who plays Colonel Graff in the film, took away from the book and tried to draw out in the movie adaptation, which further complicates matters. Ender's Game is already a book from an anti-gay author that can be read to have a message of tolerance, acceptance, and understanding. The film, meanwhile, has dozens of authors: the director, the producers, the composer, the actors who bring each character.
I don't think that's what author means.
Alex Kurtzman, no!
No!
Fuck! You ruined the
life. Designers, the editors, and effects artists, and the cinematographer. All of those people, in using their talents to bring the story to life, had a hand in deciding how it was told and ultimately what it was about. Can you really?
No. What it was about was from the script. If the script writer took the book and changed it, it's his fault. It's not the costume designer interpreting the script. It's the director saying, do this, make a costume like that. They design it. They say, "Is this okay?" They go, "Yeah, make it." That's it. That's as far as that creative endeavor is for the ideas. There's no like, let me change the script for you. I'm a set designer. Like, what? No.
Margaret in the clothing department hasn't got full say in what happens in the movie. She just makes the costumes.
She's like, "Oh yeah, okay, Margaret, you have free reign." Costumes, just do whatever you want, and she just puts like all of the costumes are just the N-word written over and over and over again.
No, all the costumes are just like white robes.
Yeah, they're like see-through. They're all just like transparent.
Margaret, we're gonna have to have a bit of a word with you.
Yeah, it's like, Margaret, it's like you said, I had total artistic freedom. Why are you cramping on my style, man?
Margaret, these are just clan outfits.
Yeah.
Again. This is the fourth project we've been on, and that's all you've designed.
Yeah. Like in the fucking Amazon, like Lord of the Rings adaptation, it's like, why is all of the elves in clan outfits? Why?
And also, why are all the orcs in clan outfits? And why is everyone in clan outfits?
Why is everyone? It's like, I am the white wizard. I am the white power wizard.
Yeah, the future of zero-G laser tag must involve skirts and dresses and large gowns. Mm-hmm. I want it to flow.
And pointy hoods. Pointy hoods and burning crosses. It's the goal.
No.
You put the ball through the cross.
No.
Yes.
Even say it's Orson Scott Card's movie after all of that. Even if the text isn't homophobic, are the book and the movie inherently bad because their original creator had those views? No. And is it worth punishing all of the other people who worked on the film for the views of just one of them? MMO Junkie.
What do you mean by
you don't punish them in the first place.
Yeah, what does he mean by punishing though? Like hating them? Like what is he gonna do?
We need to punish them.
Well, I
think Mother's Basement's game journalist past is like really kicking in.
So what, do we just play 50 Shades of Kevin Bacon so that every person that was associated with this guy has to no longer have a career? And then what happens if someone, like you later find out, like with Bill Cosby, does now everyone on the Cosby Show get canceled? Does everyone that ever knew Bill Cosby, everyone that ever brushed shoulders with Bill Cosby on the street now needs to be canceled?
You laugh, but do you remember that brief period of time where they trying to get Henry Cavill cancelled because he dated Gina Carano back in like 2013?
Yes.
Yeah. Until the Henry Cavill fanatics and everything fought back. Everyone, it was like they really were one.
This person.
Yeah.
To have their career.
But I agree with what he's saying. We shouldn't punish, put quotation marks, everybody for one person's views, but
it's like
one person's views, unless they commit something illegal and criminal, you shouldn't be punished for stuff like that.
Yeah, I think Bill Cosby, even when he was waiting for trial, he was still on tour. He was still doing comedy shows, and people still paid to see that. So they were like, "Hey, we know you're in this whole trial thing, but we're here to laugh," and that's what he did. He made people laugh.
Does anyone remember the band Lost Prophets?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Right, their lead singer is an absolute scumbag. He literally bought a baby to rape, and he's in prison and everything like that. He is a paedophile. There's no questions or all that sort of stuff. He's still got fans who are still like defending him with stuff.
I mean, I think that's a little different, to be honest.
Yeah, no. But what I'm saying is, but now they don't play any Lost Prophet songs.
Yeah.
So all the people in that band, all the other 3 people in that band have now lost royalties, and they've now had to like scrub all the stuff, like what they made, because of his action. So, it's like, so those 3 people who are completely innocent, and they didn't know this was going on at all, and it's so they got punished for his actual evil stuff. So it was that's.
I mean, I can understand like. Well, once something's like tinted in your mind, it's like hard to like. You're not gonna like force yourself to listen to the thing or.
Oh yeah. So I never liked him to begin with, but my point is that those people's, they spent a long time in that band building it up.
Yeah, I mean,
for all that to mean nothing because of one. I don't know. Yeah,
guilt by association sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a bit like, why we definitely shouldn't punish other people because of other people's actions or views. So
okay,
so that's my view on it.
Let's keep going. We're only 4 minutes in, so we got a while to go.
How long is this video?
20 minutes.
19 minutes. Seconds.
The last minute is probably just Patreon bait.
Please, Lord.
Or Crunchyroll. It might be Crunchyroll like ad, like sort of use my thing to get a free trial on Crunchyroll.
Right.
Because I think he has like a sponsorship from them, probably.
All right, let's go.
He wasn't just made by one guy either. Yaginuma had a whole animation staff working under him, and the show was adapted from a web manga written by someone who's never expressed anti-Semitic views. As director, Yaginuma certainly had a hand in shaping the tone and message of the series, but he didn't put anything racist in the show itself, and it would be a real stretch to say that it's just his show. So, watching and paying for MMO Junkie or Ender's Game doesn't directly endorse or spread hateful messages, but then that's only part of the equation. Because while these products may not be hateful themselves, supporting them puts money in the pockets of people we know to be hateful, and by increasing their clout as creators, gives them a bigger platform for spouting their ideals, which is troubling to say the least.
Like, see that quote that was on there? Like, I mean, what is even? I mean, he's like, oh, see, look how bad this is. But to me, that quote that was there from Orson Scott Card's like essay that he wrote, I think there's truth to that. I don't think it's like that crazy of a thing to say. Like I think there's, I don't think it's that out there.
Well, the argument is that because other people are involved in a product, therefore you're giving them your money to constitute them doing whatever they're doing. It's like, yeah, okay, we don't like what Bill Cosby did, but I don't really care. It's not my business. I wish he gets justice and all that crap before his trial, but I want to have my friends have a good time, and he's a funny man, and he's going to put on a good show, like most comedians do that are famous. So that's as far as that goes. He's in jail now, I believe, for whatever trial he was convicted of. So
yeah. Oh, it's like
doesn't matter
in Britain with like we've got Jimmy Carr and like stuff, and it's like he's just funny. Okay, he did tax evasion and he's a bit of a cunt, but he's funny, and that's all I want him to be. I don't care what he does. It's
This is the same guy, by the way, who said that you should skip like a JoJo part because it depicts a Nazi character. And not even like which side the character was on, but because like some people might be sensitive towards that.
Whoa, sensitive.
Yes.
What?
They might have feelings.
The same Nazi character who I think we're talking about.
Stroheim, yes. The German science is the best guy.
Superior German engineer.
Oh.
And he has a gun that pops out of his body at any position. I think it's amazing.
That's yeah.
If there's any superpower in the world, it's to have a gun pumping out of any angle of your body.
Like seriously, like I think like complaint was that like the David production adaptation didn't like censor the character or like replace him with something else.
What can they replace him with?
It's like
I don't know.
It's like in fucking like Wolfenstein games in like Germany where they're not allowed to show like the swastika and shit.
Yeah,
even though they're the bad guys.
You're not allowed in certain games in Germany.
They even like shaved off Hitler's mustache.
I know.
Yes.
There's certain guns you're not allowed to use in German games. It's really weird.
Yeah, I think like even like Left 4 Dead had like a different version.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead. Had
SMGs and like M16.
Yeah,
all of those sensors.
That's also in Australia as well. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyway, let's go.
Nobuhiro, the writer of Rurouni Kenshin, is a pedophile. That doesn't bleed over into the text of Kenshin at all, and Kenshin is arguably one of the greatest shonen anime ever made. However, every time someone buys a Kenshin manga or watches the anime, he earns royalties. Or, at the very least, people who paid him for the license to that content do. So, why is that a problem? Because Watsky was recently charged for possession of child pornography, which he would have had to buy on the black market from.
Right, now you're going into people made money. Right, when you get arrested and stuff, royalties stop because they made this argument about Gary Glitter with the fucking Joker movie, and because we don't understand fucking royalties. They can stop you getting the royalties for certain things if you do stuff like this.
At most, you're giving money to the distributor or the person selling the stuff, but that product has already been bought from the manufacturer, so they've made their money already. It's kind of like the argument for like, oh well, you should not eat meat because you're supporting the slaughterhouses because we're vegan or whatever. It's like
I've heard of that argument so many times.
Yeah, the meat's already been processed and purchased and shipped, and it's ready to go in the restaurant. You just have to sit down and buy it if you like it. You don't have to buy it.
Their argument is that decreasing demand decreases supply in the future, but I just think that's an asinine way of living.
That's controlling what people would want to buy.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But now he's saying that the money goes to the people who bought the license. And what's the problem? Oh, they bought a license from a paedophile. And what's the problem? The people who bought it aren't paedophiles. The people who now own the license aren't paedophiles. So, what's your problem? This should be good for you, because now a paedophile doesn't get money for a product. He's not getting money in prison.
I don't think he's actually in prison. I think he just got like a fine or something.
Yeah, he got like a 200,000 yen fine,
which is not that much. That's like what, like 2,000.
Oh right, okay. Well, but with Gary Glitter, he's in prison. He's not getting the money.
even then, this is a silly argument to make about someone's personal life or criminal life or this or any other life outside the fact that he was a guy involved in the production or creation of a thing you wanted to buy. It's like, I'm not going to buy Saab cars or, I don't know, some foreign cars because they were part of World War II and they were on the Axis or something.
Mercedes, is it Mercedes?
$2,000.
Mercedes is definitely German, yes.
Yeah, no, because they're the ones who, were with the Nazis, I think.
Yeah, right. So it's like, I'm never going to buy...
And Volkswagen. Volkswagen was pretty much like funded and made by Hitler.
Right, and these are great manufacturers of vehicles. And to have some bizarre, they were part of fascism back in the day, it's like, that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with
also,
buying
Hitler's
a car.
not making money from this now.
Yeah, there's no fascists making money from Mercedes sales.
It's like if you bought Mein Kampf, it's like but you're giving money to fascists. The people who own the license to whatever Mein Kampf is probably aren't fascists.
Or are they?
But I don't care. It's just a political view.
Oh boy, here's Tyler Preston.
But people still buy Karl Marx's book.
Yeah, well. They're supporting capitalism. Warning, Jeff will bring up JonTron. Oh boy, JonTron, isn't that great?
Fantastic.
How about PewDiePie? Did you bring up PewDiePie? Because PewDiePie said something that people didn't like?
Well, what happened with PewDiePie was pretty funny. What he did was he made a fake clip of him. It was pretty funny. He made like a clip of himself saying something Nazi-oriented, and he said, now watch someone that didn't watch the whole video, think I meant that seriously and make an article about it, and then that actually happened. Where they
was that the one? Was that the one with the Wall Street Journal?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes. They made it.
There was the Fiverr video with the "Death to All Jews" sign.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, he paid some guys to do it, and he didn't think they'd actually go through with it.
Yeah. He should have done it again, just to double down. He should have just been like, "I'll fucking do it again."
Just do it. Do another one. All right.
This just makes me realize that the internet is amazing, but 90% of humans are too stupid for the internet.
Like that's anything new.
No. But it's like even as we get more and more technologically advanced, humans become stupider and stupider at like using the damn stuff.
I don't think we become stupider. I think we've sort of removed modesty and patience because we have this instant information gratification from the internet. So you don't think before you act.
Don't think before you act. Yeah, but it's almost like when most people go on the internet, their brain just leaves their body. As in, like, there is nothing at the controls.
There's nothing preventing them from expressing themselves. That's the problem. It's the same with some women, and when they're with their friends, they'll just bitch to each other, and they'll just go back and forth for hours and hours, and they've lost the original conversation topic. They'll just keep going on and on. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you might have observed that with your mom or your girlfriends or whatever. It's strange. It's like, okay, I have a life. Can you, like, come
Ego
along?
Dreamer wants me to turn up my volume. Is my voice lower than everybody else?
Let me do it for you.
I can hear you fine, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Is it?
You are now 11% louder.
Mm.
There you go. Anyway, we can continue, gentlemen. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
From the made it, and he paid them with money he earned from his manga, which he got from his audience. So, in a very real sense, every Kenshin fan has ended up against their will, financially supporting the abuse and exploitation of.
No, dude.
No, this is this is such a stretch. This is like
things are completely unrelated. Like Kenshin is not.
So every single person who bought Mean Girls helped fund Lindsay Lohan's latest rehab visit. No. I bought 2 seasons of 2.5 Men. Doesn't mean I was funding Charlie Sheen's last, trip to Vegas, sniffing crack off of a hooker's tits or something. No, it's not how this works. Once that money leaves my bank account, I have no control over what happens to it.
Yeah, this guy could have been bagging groceries and making a living that way. It makes you don't blame the grocery store or the guy who hired him.
Yeah. This is such a if you start making this argument, then I'm sorry, Mother's Basement, but I'm going to look through your entire financial history, and I'm pretty sure the money that you've spent somewhere has gone to someone bad at some point.
All right.
Children, maybe with just a fraction of a cent, but even that is far too much. So that's just one way that supporting even totally unrelated content created by bad people can support their evil practices. In fact, anyone who buys Kenshin right now is probably directly paying for Watsky's legal defense. Not that it will do him any good, since Japan has a 99% conviction rate, but that's, again, a topic for another video. But what about how content can win its creators' influence? For an example of that, we need look no further than YouTube, and more specifically at JonTron, a polarizing figure to say the least. While he said some pretty awful shit, there's almost nothing political about John's videos in themselves. They're mostly just absurd comedic takes on video games and movies that are harmless and pretty funny in their own right. But because of the fame that these videos have won him, John's voice is greatly amplified when he makes hateful, racist, and factually incorrect statements. When he said that wealthy blacks commit more crime than poor whites on a live stream, thousands of people...
Oh my god.
Who gives a fuck? Well, so... Where's the libel? Where do the libel...
saying things...
Is freedom of speech worth anything anymore?
Here's my question. Since when is saying things that are true a problem?
Where is the libel? Genuinely...
So all it takes
all
is
all the man did was state a fact.
All it takes is a very simple Google search. You'll find maybe a study here and there that he probably read back in, was it 2015 or whatever? I'm sure there's a study out there that he's quoting. That's it.
Where's the one where, show me one where it's like, oh no, they're clearly not. It's clearly equal. And so if this is so manifestly false, so obviously false, then is he gonna bring that anything up to where it's like, see, this is clearly false?
I just found his article right now.
Why would it be hateful to even say it? How is it hateful? And even if he's wrong, how is it hateful to make that claim? Right? It's just like an empirical claim, And he's not saying anything about what the solution is or what what we should do about this. He's not saying, therefore we should genocide the blacks. He's not. So it's how is it hateful?
Yeah, this is just a study. This is just
Dollface. Maybe.
Yeah, so this is just a study from they did research from 1979 to 2012 from nearly 13,000 young men and women. They found that wealthy black kids were more likely to go to prison than poor white kids, while about 2.7% of the poorest white youth ended up in prison. 10% of affluent black youths ultimately went to prison. That's it.
Wow, that's my shock.
That's it. That's the whole study. It's not a big deal. It's probably changed since then. I don't know. Maybe they did another study in the past 9 years, since 2012.
I don't think it's changed that much. I mean, I doubt that it's changed.
But even then, it's not a big deal. It's not is this using stats is never this huge argument of causation. It's no, this is just what we found. A discovery was done, a study was done that took decades to perform. That's it. It doesn't mean there's some black guy is going to probably go to jail because he's rich.
A lot of the problem is it's an uncomfortable truth.
I mean, all of this,
and I feel that a lot of the problems that they find is it's an uncomfortable truth, and they haven't got anything to go against it beyond saying, "Oh, this is like hate speech. This is like really bad. They shouldn't be able to say this."
I still don't get what's wrong with stating a fact.
Yeah, the fucking wankery of the fucking that one of those like authors of that study saying like, see, it shows that wealth doesn't insulate them from prison. No, it shows that they commit more fucking crime. Holy fucking shit! How many times do we have to explain? Like, if you look at the fucking National Crime Victimization Survey and you look at the arrests, it lines up. You know, so I don't know what to fucking tell you, my dude. The idea that it's like, you see, it's the bias is everywhere. It's infinite bias, and you can never properly know how much bias there is. And it's just so biased.
They think it's just
bullshit. It's just fucking bullshit.
They just think it's like they think that it's metaphysically impossible for a black guy to commit a crime.
Yeah. It's like they can't just fathom that maybe it's like that fucking scene in
if a black guy steals my lunch, he stole my lunch.
It's like
he's not gonna like no clip through the floor. Like he stole the lunch. That's what happened. It's not metaphysically impossible for a black guy to steal my lunch. The black guy stole my lunch.
I think the major problem is all these lefties just haven't got the ability to see black people as people.
Yeah, but it's like that one fucking.
They don't see people who are a different color to them as people. They see them as some foreign entity that's unknowable.
But you know that
and it's
scene?
Like, well, they can't act like us because we're people and they're not people. They must act in a different way. They must be different to us.
Yeah, but do you know that scene in Voyager where it's like one of those species is what is it there are many species in Nigean space. One of those species is the Bankarans. They occupy just, what is it? Just 8% of the space of Nigean space, but they occupy 80% of the space in Nigean prison. And then the other guy just goes, maybe they commit more crime.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that stream, by the way, like where this happened, because like Destin was clearly like gaslighting so much and like baited John, and John is awful at debates because like he just came in there to like answer this guy's.
I mean, live debates are garbage anyway. I mean, I'm trying to have a live debate about any serious.
Yes, exactly.
You've already lost, right? You've already lost. At that point, if you try
the worst thing that John did is that like he went on 2 videos, I think, and like he said like he apologizes for like what he did, and people still like accuse him for being racist, and it's crazy.
He shouldn't have apologized.
But he shouldn't have apologized. Like he
shouldn't have. Yes, that's the worst thing he did.
He was hateful. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Even if he was wrong, he shouldn't have apologized because he wasn't hateful.
Shouldn't have.
He didn't say anything hateful. That's the thing.
Yeah. People like still like storm his Twitter, like every single tweet he posts. There's one guy who's gonna like bring it up that like, are you still racist?
You're racist.
Like, fuck you.
Yes, I fucking hate the blacks. Is that what you want to hear? You fucking bitch ass. I fucking hate brown people. Is that what you want to hear?
People.
I'm gonna say it. I hate negotiations. Yeah.
You're trying to make it look like I think Coolsville sucks.
You're trying to think that I think black people suck.
Yeah.
Don't use that.
Someone's going to clip this from me saying N, and then further down the line saying Igger, and then people are going to say, like, look, he said the N word.
All right, let's see if it keeps going.
That has been happening to a lot of people on Twitch.
Really?
Like they say something that has nothing to do with it, and then the moderators claim that they heard him say the N-word, and then they have no income for 6 months.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
But the girls having bathtub streams with little boys watching, and that's okay.
But then again, isn't Twitch one of the not moderators, but people who make the decision? Isn't she that crazy deer girl or something?
Yes, it's one of the.
Well, then they get rid of her like right after.
I don't know. I stopped listening once I realised that this person dressed as a deer, and I was like, "Yep, no, I'm out. I'm not interested in this story anymore."
Identified as a deer, actually.
Trust me, Yokai. The less you know, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't look it up.
Don't look it up.
You'll never feel clean again.
Oh boy.
Twitch deer identifies as a deer. What the?
It's too late.
Let's
I
stop.
lost him.
Let's continue
Oh,
with the
okay.
video.
When we say don't look it up, the first thing you should do is look it up.
Look it up. Look it up, yeah, man.
Anyway, let's stop from eating things like animals and get back to watching videos.
Heard him. Worse, at least some of his fans listened. The archive debate has almost 1 million views on YouTube. Statistically, at least some of those people have to be dumb enough to take what John said as fact, even though it's completely false. JonTron's idea is to be able to reach so many
not false.
Like,
you just don't like it.
Yeah.
Where
it's false. Like, anyway, I'm not gonna provide any evidence.
What's so funny is he's using his platform where people will take what he says as fact.
Yeah.
With no explanation and no source. He's just like it's false. It's demonstrably false. Is there any link?
It's false. It's false because I'm a good guy.
Is there any link in his
guy
description to the video that's like, oh, here's links to the thing showing this is false? No, of course not, because he's just a fucking hypocritical dumbass.
They're exactly the same. Hence why this is why this whole thing is. I agree with the notion that you've got to separate the art from the artist, and you shouldn't punish the art because of what the artist thinks. But this is just getting into him just getting annoyed that people he doesn't agree with have an audience.
I think
he's just doing the exact same thing of just stating a thing, and but some of his audience will just take it as fact. That's what's happening. That's what he's doing. He's using that to his advantage. Well, it's like so many fucking layers. It's like some people might try to change your opinion by using their influence. Not me though. Me though.
You should listen. Yeah.
Oh, holy shit, man.
Mother's basement's like an onion. Fucking makes me cry all the fucking time.
Layers.
He's got layers.
Look, I'm gonna be the asshole that says it. I kind of like JonTron a little more after he said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you being the asshole who says it? We all agree.
Afterwards, he didn't.
Yeah, Yokai's just going like, you know what? I'm gonna go out there and say I like JonTron some more. Don't hate me, guys. And we're all wearing like JonTron t-shirts and little hats.
We're all wearing JonTron t. Like, all right, okay.
Yeah, I think he uploaded
that's nice.
This week, I think, or like last week. I think.
Yeah, last week.
But old people.
I don't really care. I don't actually watch his content. I don't care.
Yeah, he's still being funny, but yeah.
No, I've never watched his content.
That's fine.
Okay.
So, but it's just a bit like, so I don't. He said something. Okay, is it factually correct? Well, there's been studies on it. Okay, so there is something behind it.
I'm actually gonna start watching his videos again after that.
Yeah.
But then you're giving money to YouTube.
They're just doing like free marketing for the guy.
Yeah, I feel like this video is going to start descending into him getting angry that people who he doesn't agree with have a voice online.
It's kind of like what's happening with Stone Toss, the comic creator. Like, there's so many people would tell you online that like, stop following this guy, and like he's like, thank you for telling everyone about me.
What's so funny about Stone Toss?
Yeah, but
every single.
But he gets it right. He gets it right 100% of the time.
Yes, but it's like every single post has a leftist on it going. Another like a rare what is it, a rare hit or something, or like a rare win or something,
a rare win.
Stone Toss, or like a rare like correct take. But it's like every single post has someone commenting that this is the rare one, that this is the one that's he's not normally right, but this time he's on the money. But it's every single post.
He's always
has some
right.
leftist saying that.
Yeah.
Saying that this one's the exception. But it's like all.
This is the one time he's right. This is the one. This is the one time he's right. This was the one time.
Well, this time, I mean, forget this. This is definitely the last time. Well, this is probably.
This happens to me every time I argue with somebody about Trump, and I tell them things he's done, and they're like, "That's the one thing he did right," and then they say it again 5 minutes later, and then I talk to somebody else, they're like, "Yeah, well, that's the one thing he did." It's like, yeah, you guys say that about everything the guy does. You say that's the one thing he did right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's same over in the UK. The minute you start talking about the Tories and stuff, but like, well, okay, they might do this. Well, yeah, okay, they're right about this. And you're like, yeah, and it's like, then you go, well, what about Labour? I mean, all it is everything that Labour does wrong, and you're like, but you still think that Labour's right and Tories are wrong. Why? Even in your own head, you disagree with everything you stand for. It's really weird. It's a very weird mindset.
Fucks.
Yeah. No, it's because the sick fucks who've got an ego, they have no personality beyond a massive ego where they are always right, even if they're wrong. To the point where they will contradict everything about themselves in a vain attempt to make their wrong opinion rightish. So,
all right. Whew. Where are we on the video?
This video is taking a long time.
Yeah, 7 minutes in. Jeez.
People, if videos weren't viewed by millions. Heck, he probably wouldn't have the time to think about all these awful things if he didn't earn tens of thousands of dollars from the one.
Awful things. The awful
do you think that John Tron only thinks bad things because he's on the internet? Do you know how a human brain works?
Like, holy shit, man! The whole, like, he's so fucking hysterical. He's so fucking hysterical. It's like, it's awful to think that there might be disparities between groups. No, there can't be disparities. That's
he's literally saying but now he's saying
the idea in his mind without like having a fucking fit.
Yeah, he's now literally saying the only reason Jontron has these views is because he's on the internet. It's like
nobody's saying it's horrible for him to even conceive of the ideas. You know, it's like he can't even conceive of thinking he's like it literally like allergic to the idea that someone would even consider it. It's like, holy shit, man.
That's what I'm saying when I say they think it's like metaphysically impossible for a black guy to steal my lunchbox. It's not. I'm not gonna no clip through the floor if it happens. It happens. You know?
Just turns white as soon as he steals it.
It's like no, the whole if a black guy was to commit a crime, the whole world would T-stance and we would all fall through the floor. The world would glitch. It's like it happens. It happens. It's not that impossible.
If it's almost like they're saying if there was no internet, we'd all be left wing and the world would be perfect.
When all evidence points to the opposite. All evidence points to before the internet we were a lot more based. You know, and
before the internet we were a lot more right wing.
Yeah, I mean it's.
And left wing politics only came around due to bloody violent revolution. Yeah, it's very weird now that he's saying like if only Jontron didn't have all these millions of subs and all this money, he probably wouldn't be saying statements from a study that he saw on the internet.
It, man.
He wouldn't be educated enough to be right leaning.
Like so hammering like pearl clutching.
He'd be if he had all this money, he'd be a spastic. So a normal left-wing voter. So yeah, that's pretty much what he's saying.
You know what the thing is? You want people compare like, oh, but what about the Christians? What about the Christians in like the 90s or whatever, or like the Christians like in the 2000s about like Harry Potter? The thing is, though, they were kind of right though. They were kind of right about Harry Potter because now we have a whole lot of people practicing witchcraft unironically and trying to cast fucking hexes on Trump and shit. And it's like, you know what? Maybe they had a point. Maybe the Christians who were against Harry Potter, maybe they had some kind of point there, you know, that
if someone had told me that a whole generation of kids would put all their personalities around a fucking book series and be the most annoying cunts in the fucking world. Wingardium Leviosa. Shut the fuck up, you cunt.
Yeah, like I really think Harry Potter has psychologically damaged a generation. Like, actually lobotomized a generation of people, and I think that they were basically right. The Christians were like, this Harry Potter stuff. They were ahead of their time. They were they were seeing something that people were too caught up in the.
They were like this. Kids are retarded. You're gonna make them read these books. They're gonna get more retarded.
I think there's just so much like slippery slope shit where it's like, hang on. They kind of were right though. Like even the stuff where it's like comics and stuff, and it's like this is going to lead to degeneracy and fucking people like not being productive and stuff. And you know what? Maybe they were kind of right. They were kind of right about comics. They were kind of right about a lot of things.
Always remember. It was like, what? Remember, we just want gay marriage. That's all.
Yeah.
Look how that's fucking turned out. That's not saying gay marriage shouldn't happen.
Nobody wants your guns. Okay, now hand over your guns.
Yeah, exactly. It's
all we want to do. It's not that big. We just want to kill white people. That's all we want.
Yeah.
Is it we just want
equality. Is now turned to. I think we should burn and loot. Yeah,
we merely want to abolish whiteness. Have you seen that thing where it was like a prayer book? And one of the prayers was, "Dear God, help me to hate white people."
Yeah.
No.
Give me the strength to hate white people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is like shit you come up with when you're making fun of them.
No, this is literally you can literally buy this book on Amazon.
Yeah,
I know, but like the shit that they do, it's like shit that I would come up with if I was trying to make fun of them.
Yeah, it's cartoonishly evil, right? Cartoonishly like insane.
Yeah,
they make Disney supervillains look reasonable.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you have to remember that these fucking nut jobs grew up Disney films, and they literally are becoming Disney fucking villains. They're becoming the fucking Jafars and the fucking Scars and the fucking what's his name from Hunchback of Notre Dame? I can't remember.
Frollo.
Yeah, they're literally becoming these people mixed with Harry Potter. They're fucking insane. They're nut jobs.
But what's funny is that one of the most hated characters amongst the Harry Potter fandom is Umbridge, and they hate her because, well, look, she's policing all of people's behavior. Because like, oh, look, she's policing people's behavior, and people can't even do these normal things that they want to normally do. Like, she's the worst. She's the most evil. She's even more evil than Voldemort. She's like a relatable evil. And they talk about how evil it is, and how scary it is. This character because this is a character that could really exist, but they don't see themselves. They don't see like, hang on a minute, I'm doing that. I'm policing people's behavior on really, really like minor.
Imagine someone evil enough to try and police what people think. Anyway, I'm going to go into Twitter and call J.K. Rowling a fucking cunt for her views.
Oh my god, we live in Klein world.
We live in a fucking society.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all.
According to the photo, it's a dickless money society. So.
Dickless.
See, I do remember the Dick Society joke just because that was so ridiculous. But,
yeah.
Give it to John Tron to put some money in his crotch.
I've brought a kid into this world, and it fucking haunts my dreams every fucking day of what world he's going to grow up into, and it's like, oh god, because it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse, and it's going to get worse until these idiots eat each other. I mean, they will eat each other, and it will go back to some sort of parity with everything.
Yeah, I mean, people with these views don't reproduce that much,
but it's gonna get really, really, really bad on social media and the internet and in entertainment industry in the next 10 to 15 years. I mean, even worse than now.
I'd say 5.
And no, I say 10 to 15. Just give it 2 generations, and it's gonna absolutely, it's all gonna blow up at one point, and most likely we'll go back to not a normal level of things, but a more equal level of stuff.
No, it's gonna go to luxury gay space communism, Hawk. Obviously.
Yeah, well, that's great, but the gays don't know which gay is the right gay, and the communists don't know which communism is the right communism, so they're going to kill each other over that argument. Well, me and Dollface are just eating popcorn going,
communism wasn't tried before.
Yeah. Why just you and Dollface? Why can't it be all of us?
Yeah, communism.
Why not? Well, because me and Dollface were the first ones there. We'll have tricked them into a room to fight each other.
But I think that's the current thinking in Marxist circles. You know, the communism failed because it wasn't gay enough. I think that's like pretty much the opinion.
Yeah, if only Che Guevara and Castro had been more gay.
Yeah, if only they'd low key banged on the side.
Oh, if only they'd accepted the gays instead of slaughtering them.
Yeah, instead of killing them all.
Yeah,
if only they had state mandated orgies.
State mandated gayness. It'd just be
orgy mandate.
Yeah. The national.
Oh, if only Castro. If only Castro and Stalin had used weaponized queerness, they could have won the Cold War. Oh. Anyway, this video.
Yes.
We're just going off on tangents.
We're still not even halfway done, so you know.
Oh.
Let's keep going.
Let's be quiet. Let's be quiet for 12 minutes.
Video per month that he makes. Our views enable and support the spread of his bigotry. But does that mean
the spread of his bigotry?
Bigotry.
What, dude?
How is it bigoted?
Because of one passive fact that he stated.
No, we've argued this point. Let's just keep going. We've argued this point. It's just he's upset that JonTron has viewers.
Yeah, JonTron has an ironclad belief in the the penalization of black rich people as opposed to white poor people.
JonTron is like a high general of the clan.
You've committed heresy.
Like they have been like so rabid around JonTron that they went back to the videos that he used to make with Game Grumps, and like they made a compilation when he says the N-word. Or like some
You've
other,
committed
like,
heresy against the cult of equality, you know.
That's how dedicated they are.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Well, they even tried to They even tried to go after Total Biscuit once, didn't they?
Yeah, I remember.
After he died, to try and make him some sort of right wing Nazi, and everyone was like,
yeah, right.
No. These people are nuts. They'll try anything just to. It doesn't matter whether you've said anything or not. They'll just try and find something.
Look, Mom's Basement is subscribed to JonTron, so does that mean that he shares the same views?
Oh no!
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Oh,
Did he buy Flex Tape too? Oh my God! He's enabling the Flex Tape guy.
He said something bigoted. Now I'm going to say something bigoted. Oh my God!
Oh my God! We should watch that movie.
Oh.
Yes.
It's the Flex Paradox.
Oh.
Flex 2.
Let's not give Voice any ideas. It's like, Voice, do you want to watch a movie together? It's a really bad one.
Why, yes, but I will watch this. I can't do a voice because I don't have a fucking radio to talk.
He still has to get his new computer. I don't think we're going to do anything soon, but anyway. Joy.
Has he still not got it?
He got his new computer already?
Oh. I thought he had.
He has to build it and buy it and all that crap. So, yeah.
Oh, right.
Anyway, let's not bug him if we don't need to. So,
morally obligated to stop watching.
Oh, he
Garbage
unsubscribed.
People like
unsubscribed.
Gum or Leafy is here. It's easy to dismiss their
Leafy
content
is
based on their
here.
personalities because their personalities are the content. If you don't like the one, you probably won't like the other. But it's entirely possible to despise everything that JonTron stands for and still
It stands for.
It
Bro,
stands
he made one
for-
fucking comment.
What?
Boy, I don't know, man. I can't think black people commit more crime. Like, holy
No,
shit, man.
all he said, he didn't say that.
gosh, bro.
He literally just quoted a statement
Yeah, like,
from a scientific study.
But it's like, but the gist of it, right? The gist of the underlying opinion, right, that comes from it is like, I think black people commit more crime than white people, and it's not because they're poor. Like that's the whole premise of what Mother's Basement is calling what he stands for. And it's like,
I know.
Shit. It's just a claim.
He's not saying let's rile up the black people and put them in a cage. He's just stating a fact.
Why is it so crazy that could be true? Why is it so unthinkable that could be true? Like, if you, like, why is that?
But Dollface, we don't want to upset the black people because they're not. Well, we don't upset the blackies because they're not people like us white people. They can't control their emotions. They're a sub-race. They're a lesser people that need our help.
What's funny is that black people don't even get mad when you say that. It's fucking weird white people that get mad.
Oh wow! Should we get Bears here? Let's see what he thinks.
Yo, you fucking cracker! Or you better not be saying that black people are violent, or I will beat the shit out of you. It's like you better not be saying black people are violent, or I will break every bone in your body. it's okay. Whatever.
All right, we're good. I believe JonTron stands for playing video games, but I could be wrong.
Well, he hasn't been doing that for 6 years now.
I believe it stands for Jonathan Tronathan. I believe that's what it stands for.
JonTron stands for making people laugh, playing video games, being
JonTron
really funny,
actually
being
stands
successful,
for
and there being nothing you can do about it.
He's so successful that he doesn't need to make a video for 9 months, and people still gonna watch his content.
How do you think he acquired these subscribers? Through jihad?
Yeah.
Through hating black people.
Yeah.
Find his Dino review or his Starcade series or anything else he's made to be hilarious. I mean, I do. JonTron had a massive influence on my sense of humor and my approach to creating this YouTube channel. And while I don't enjoy his current videos as much as I enjoyed his old ones, that's because I disagree with his creative direction, not with his politics. When I'm looking for inspiration on how to do absurdist humor on YouTube right, one of the first places I look to is to his channel, to Dino City Bro, the Malkovich series, and Takeshi's Challenge. And by the same token, if someone asks me in the future how to get anime romance right, I'm probably going to point to MMO Junkie alongside classics like Toradora and Kare Kano because, well, it belongs alongside them. It's that good. Even though, by doing so, I'm indirectly exposing more people to Yaginuma's hateful ideas. And that's not...
No, you're not, though!
How?
How? Yeah, how?
Fucking tweet.
The whole cast problem ends with the discussion of this picture. What the?
Hey.
If Cookie Monster...
Holy shit, what the fuck?
Why do I have to be
What the?
Have you seen that clip of Ben Shapiro where it's like the Cookie Monster thing? Like,
yeah, oh my god.
Cookie Monster has 5 ovens working 24 hours a day for 5 years. How many cookies could he make? Could it be 6 million? I don't know. Seems a bit large to me. I don't know if he could cook that many cookies in that time.
Oh my god. Oh, and also we're talking about atomic bombs on Japan as well. That's ironic.
Here's John Doe, the average Joe. This guy is sounding more like Karen's basement with how sensitive he is over a simple comment moralizing misplaced superiority. He has all the traits. This is a classic case of people who are so blinded by their own ideology, anything that's contrary is therefore wrong. And you have to laugh at it and not even comment. It's just, it's so silly. How could this possibly be correct without actually analyzing it? These creators of these animes or mangas are clearly bad. They're not to be taken seriously. Oh, this is just a joke. You shouldn't support them, yada, yada. At the same time, he's trying to argue, well, you can still enjoy their work. It's like, well, dude, can you divorce yourself from your own ideas first? If you can do that,
how can I? Well, here's the thing.
Then you can make the argument for people to appreciate art. properly, not this backwards
but his
way.
Thing, he's going like, don't pay for this sort of stuff because you're funding their stuff, but you enjoy the art. How can I enjoy the art without paying for it?
His ideology is getting in the way with reality. He's saying, hey, it's okay to enjoy this, even though it's made by Hitler. It's still a good piece of whatever. It's like, okay. At the same time, I don't like Hitler. It's like, yeah, we get it. We understand. But your problem is,
disapprove of what he did.
JonTron is not Hitler. JonTron quoted something. He's not evil. He's not some crazy lunatic. All right? There's nothing wrong with what JonTron said. Yeah. It's really not that big a deal, even if it were true, as we talked about before. This is getting ridiculous because the creator is so talkative on Twitter, shall we say? Like he's talking about bombing Hiroshima. You're like, okay.
He's like, we should fucking do it again.
Yeah.
No, you will do it again.
Yeah, but he's also a Japanese creator is now saying about the bombs that dropped on Japan. Okay, he's allowed to. That's his own country that got bombed. Oh well.
Yeah, you're allowed to have controversial topics about the country you live in. That's pretty standard stuff.
Yeah.
So, welcome to America. Yeah. That's how it goes.
It's like I have a controversial topic of.
Yeah, America has the First Amendment. Canada has the Second Act of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. We all have this wonderful thing called freedom of speech.
It seems like a large number.
So it's totally normal. And again, artists are their own thing. I remember listening to Gaiman on Twitter. And even Wiss was referring to one of his stories of his short story anthology, which is this left-leaning bullcrap amidst a whole book, or that one story, which was great, except for this one little section where it was this weird left-leaning bullshit. Everything else was fantastic. So even good writers have their own ideologies, which don't make sense. That's fine. No one's perfect. We're not going to start bashing Gaiman because he says crazy stuff once in a while. Like 1/10 of his stories might include that. But I have not encountered it. He sounds like a straight up nice guy. He's a very gentle fellow. So I'm going to keep buying his books. Not a big deal. I'm not like funneling money into some SJW company or something like that. It's just Neil Gaiman and his publisher. That's it. Anyway.
He's been saying shit like this for years, but it's coming to light now because MMO Junkie is bringing more attention to him. And while it's good that people who will get angry about what he's saying are finally seeing it, that means that more people who might be more receptive to his ideas are also seeing them now as well.
Trust me, people who are receptive to these ideas do not need some fucking anime director to tell them about these ideas, right? They probably already just thought this and then just looked up things to that confirmed it. You know, I really don't think anybody's being introduced to the Jewish question through fucking MMO Junkie. Fucking
Can you imagine your mentality of liking something? Like you're 51% on the fence. I really like this anime, but 49% of me says I don't like the director. What do I do? Should I stop watching the anime? But I really like what bizarre calculus goes in your head that you start comparing the good and the bad. You're like, oh, I love the entertainment, but when I think about the person who made it, it makes me sick. It's like, what is wrong with you? What is stopping you from enjoying life?
It's kind of like, what's the problem with eating like fucking testicles, right? It's like, well, it's just meat. You know, and if you didn't know it was testicles, it would be fine. You would find it tasty, but then just knowing that it's testicles is going, I don't know.
Prairie oysters, yeah. Well, so
it's like, yeah. I mean, like even though if you didn't know, you would think, oh, this is just tasty like meat or whatever. It's a bit weird, bit chewy, you know, a bit kind of chewy. But once you know, it's weird. You know, it's just like, oh, it's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird, but
that's
you know,
a similar thing. You know,
entire cultures. I mean, we talk about the Inuit and the Native Americans. They use many parts of the buffalo when they survived on the plains. So whatever was popular in that culture existed for a reason, and there's recipes for food for a reason, and those could die out. We don't know. They could find many more nutrients in the organs, which there are in the organs of animals as opposed to the muscle groups. So we're just used to muscular groups because they're easier to clean. There's less smell. There's less complications. It's less. It's easier to ship. It's all these other reasons why we do it. Even though we would get way more nutrients out of eating heart muscles or liver, or we do eat liver actually, or kidneys, or this or that. We do eat the kidneys. So it depends on these specific cultures and cuisines to use these, things like testicles, things like bone marrow, or the stomach, or the multiple stomachs of a cow. So there's all kinds of reasons why we do and do not eat these things, but it's not going to kill you.
Yeah, I know, but it's just sort of interesting the way it's like there's really nothing, like it can taste fine, but it's just the psychological.
Oh yeah.
Idea. It's sort of like.
Don't be such a pussy. Just eat the
asshole.
No,
I'm fine with it. Like I don't give a fuck. But it's like I can see why.
I love liver, liver pate, duck, foie gras. It's just a delicacy to me. But to other people in France, it's like, yeah, this is boring. This is just just use butter. Like why would you go through all this effort 3 times the cost, right? But to me, it's a treat. So I don't know the difference. But it's because I've had some amazing dishes that were duck and were liver duck as well. And I didn't grow up on that. I had no idea. So for me, it's special. And stuff like prairie oysters, like we have no idea because I have not lived in those areas and eaten those foods. Maybe it's amazing. Maybe it is fantastic. I have no idea. But I
really like the idea of someone going the other way, like someone who knows all about all the JQ stuff, and they find this guy and like, oh, he made an anime, and then they become fans of the anime through the anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
They're like, oh well, this guy made an anime.
I went out for anti-Semitic content, but I found this anime.
Yeah, I came for the anti-Semitism, but I stayed for the big anime titties.
Yeah. The big mommy milkers made me
big mommy
rethink my life.
Huge honkers. Then another girl
huge
comes with even larger badonka-dunkaroos.
Still, this is a show that I think is worth looking at for anyone who wants to talk critically about anime, or tell love stories, or just enjoy a good anime in general, for that matter. Because putting aside questions of whether or not a huge number of non-garbage people who also worked on a show should be dragged with the director, should we as an audience miss out on good stories because bad people are involved in telling them? If you want to watch
this is a SJW rationalizing his love of something by also trying to shy away from his hatred of things he disagrees with.
Yeah.
He has these scales in his head, and he's like, oh, guys, no, you can still enjoy anime. You can do it.
But also, there's no difference between disagrees with and is bad. Like, there's no delineation there. It's as soon as they have the opinion.
He's trying to explain his love with his hatred. It's so funny. And he doesn't know. He's holding both these things in his hands. He's like, oh, but see, my love is bigger than my hatred. All I have to do is separate them. Oh, it's like, dude, everyone does this.
Separating them might be wrong.
Everyone who watches a show doesn't think of the 20 people who made the show. Were they jerks to their wives when they were?
Just watch the fucking show.
Yeah, just watch.
Fuck.
Yeah, but it's also like this. Do you think people watch like Smudcast and think, I wonder what the people on the Smudcast are doing in their daily lives? Like, no, just watch the fucking content.
Yeah, exactly.
The stuff that I actually say on the stream is like enough where it's like if you don't, I think you pretty much get the idea. I think you pretty much.
Yeah, but it's one of those things which, but you know what I mean? It's the same principle. It's like, just watch the damn thing. It doesn't really matter. But I think Smud's right. He's trying to rationalize his love for these things because he knows deep down that his ideology is fucking bollocks, and it's like not really that fun.
But because he's married and he has a wife who thinks these things, he still holds on to them because he has to get along with his wife. So he's going to keep believing it at the same time and go, wait a second, this media is completely separate from the person who made it. How does that work? I got to figure that out. Da, 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 da.
But then his wife sticks her finger a little bit deeper into his asshole, and he's like, "No, it's I got."
I think deep down it's probably more that he's like, oh, I really enjoy this media. The left wing media that I keep being told is really good is actually shit. So I have to find some way to justify me liking this content.
He's so starved for good content.
Yeah.
He's so starved for good content. He has to contend with good content.
But he's so starved for good content, he's got to try and find any excuse to watch content his fellow SJWs might view as problematic.
Yeah.
So he's finding excuses. He goes, yeah, but we can separate the art from the artist, right, guys? Right, guys? So, yeah, anyway, I think we can continue. If you want to continue.
I don't think we need to keep going too much.
I think we get the idea. I mean, he's kind of repeated himself.
Yeah, he's just going on.
Good anime love story, MMO Junkie will scratch that itch. If you're in the mood for a dramatic tale of swords and samurai, really aren't many better than Kenshin. Is it right to deny yourself something that you know will make you happy simply because the person who created it is a criminal or is using his fame to forward awful ideas? This might seem like kind of a weak counterpoint to some of you. Many will say that nobody's personal enjoyment should outweigh the moral outrage against the awful things done by these creators.
Oh, there it is.
Normal people do not think
there it is.
Normal people do not think
all this is him now trying to justify why he likes certain things that his SJW friends.
Yeah, and his friends or girlfriends or wife says, "Oh, didn't you know this person who said this also made this anime?" It's like, what? What's wrong with that, honey?
Mm-hmm. Oh, are you trying to say that you like this by this person? I'm disappointed in you. And he's like, oh, no, I don't like it. And now he's thinking, God, I've got to try and persuade my wife.
Yeah, it's like when I go to a restaurant, I don't care about the personal life of the chef. I don't care if he's beating his wife or he's married 500 times. If he makes the best steak in town, I'm going to that restaurant. I really don't care.
As long as he's not fucking coming into the fucking sauce.
Yeah.
No, please don't.
Yeah. As long as it's not like, as long as the mayo is not his own special home.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine. Like,
you know, like he just fucking executes people behind the fucking restaurant. It's like, you know, I mean,
can execute people to make better chicken tenders.
It's like you go to the what is it? The pork pie shop or whatever, like underneath Sweeney Todd's barber.
Sweeney Todd,
you know, and you're just
like Mrs. Miggins' pork pie shop.
Oh,
the pies, you know, I like the pies. You know, I don't care what happens. I don't care what happens.
I did not just see that.
What?
No, that's it. Like you walk in, you see it, and you're like, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see shit. Anyway, I want a pie.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You just hear the body dropping, and you're just like, I'm sure that's just normal, like, I don't know, machinery or some shit.
Wow, that must have been a real good pie.
Yeah, you know, wow. That's a big batch there. Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, this video is now turned into he's trying to, in his little brain, he's trying to justify liking things that are in his mind a little bit, you know, controversial.
The contents of his mind are an enigma.
Because he literally like 10 minutes ago was saying like, if you like this thing, you're giving money to a paedophile, and now he's saying, yeah, but you can still enjoy it. It's like, you want you to be on your high horse, but you also want to be in the gutter with the rest of us. It's why it's hilarious.
All right, here is Mike Testa. So he is on the same fate. Sorry, he is on the same fate train to hell with Ellis. Well, Ellis, in her case,
I do not understand this reference.
She's unaware of her own, like, what's the word? I forgot the term, but she's saying the thing that she's being accused of. She's doing it. Lack of her own self-awareness.
Self-aware.
Yeah, she's not aware of what she's doing and saying. In this case, he is aware of what he's saying, and he's trying to hold both. He's trying to maintain his ideology of his political beliefs or whatever nonsense, and his love of anime, because he cannot disconnect the two, the creator and the thing he made. At the same time, that's what he's arguing.
Anime is making him think that he should be a normal person, and it's scaring the shit out of him.
He has to justify his existence because he's been into anime all this time.
He has to justify his existence. That's right.
Oh God. Why can't?
Because anime is almost making him a normal person, and it is scaring the shit.
Why can't the audience just enjoy what they have? Why do they have to say, "Oh, well, Bill Cosby raped a bunch of women"? It's like, yeah, he's still a funny guy. His comedy from the 70s is still pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But good anime, films, games, and even YouTube videos can be more than just a way to vapidly pass your time. They can genuinely enrich a person's life, help them connect with others, or inspire them to create themselves. That power of art is a big part of why I make analysis videos in the first place. My girlfriend Yazzie and I watched MMO Junkie almost religiously week to week as it was airing. We adored the show and characters.
You watched it as it aired. That's not religious.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just watching it when it comes out.
Yeah.
That's just
You like the show.
How a person who's following the show watches it. There's nothing special about watching the show. Like, it's what a bizarre
religiously would be like watching it every day until the next one comes out.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you watch the show normally. Calm down.
Yeah, the part of him that he's insecure about is the part of him that's normal.
Yeah, it's like,
bro, he really is. He really is like
we watched a religious. It's like, bro, you just
he's so insecure about that. Maybe, just maybe, he's just a normal person.
Yeah,
and there's nothing particularly special about him.
I think I agree with Smud. I think his girlfriend is making him a sick fuck.
I think his girlfriend is just his alt. It's just his alt account.
Alt. Fuck off.
For how they reflected our own relationship and experiences, and we got in a lot of good cuddling while laughing and going aw at some of the sappier moments.
And then we fucked.
Honestly, if you are seeing your parallels between an anime and your actual relationship, there are some problems in your relationship.
Oh, there's a lot of problems. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking problems.
Well, you're a game journalist.
Or if you see or you read any of these animes or mangas, they are out of this. They're crazy, and they're very slanted to the Japanese mindset. And if you are comparing these two things, wow.
If your relationships look like the anime School Days, something's gone wrong.
Oh boy.
Something's gone wrong there. Yeah, something definitely gone awry there, I think. If that was the anime.
I don't know. He's like a male role model, like School Days.
Is anybody else really weirded out by the way the ladder is like fusing with the tree branch there?
Yeah, well, it looks like it's kind of like
it's like the wood is tapering off to a point so that it makes sense that it can actually look like that, or there's literally holes in the tree branch that just fit snug into the.
Whatever carpenter made that was like genius.
Yeah, he's amazing.
It was made specifically
that's a
for
fucking bat ladder right there if I've ever seen one.
It's like a grappling hook ladder.
I'm just imagining, instead of the grappling hook, he just fires the ladder, and the ladder just comes out.
Batman stranding.
While that might make you throw up in your mouth, for us it was a bonding experience that we wouldn't trade for, anything.
Unless the creator is a pedophile, and then you'd stop watching.
Yeah, and then you're going to have to,
Because every time you think of that bonding moment, you think of pedophilia.
Dumbass.
For almost every work of art that's made by someone horrible, there's going to be someone out there who doesn't agree with them at all, but whose life will be made better.
This is Ender's Game, by the way. It's a crappy movie. Just don't watch it.
Better for experiencing that art. Should they really deny themselves the himself in both English alleged he raped and set time? They can genuinely enrich a person's life, help them connect the week as it was airing. We adored the show and characters for how they reflected our own relationship and experiences, and we got in a lot of good cuddling while laughing and going aw at some of the sappier moments. And while that might make you throw up in your mouth, for us it was a bonding experience that we wouldn't trade for, well, anything. For almost every work of art that's made by someone horrible, there's going to be someone out there who doesn't agree with them at all, but whose life will be made better for experiencing that art. Should they really deny themselves the opportunity to enjoy that because of the creator's sins? I don't think that's such a cut and dry question. And it gets even more complicated for people who...
It is a cut and dry question. It's very simple.
I was trying to pause, but I
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what's happening?
Dumbass.
What's happening?
No,
What's happening now? I
saying...
got kicked out.
Oh, you're kicked out?
I see you.
Yeah, I'm back in again now.
Oh, okay.
Hunter.
Sorry,
and while problematic media certainly poses issues for anime critics, it's even rougher for people looking to make...
Carry on talking about what you were talking about while I sort out my fucking stuff.
Okay.
Because when you press pause, it plays for me on the watch together.
We're at... Oh, all right. That's weird.
So I've had to read...
Wow.
Something has gone wrong.
Yeah.
All right. We're back at 11:22.
Or criticize films, and not just because of those recent Hollywood scandals. Roman Polanski is a rapist, and not an alleged rapist like Kevin Spacey or Donald Trump, where someone who's in denial can maybe...
So, going back to...
Trump.
Okay.
Going back to the
bingo card.
MMO Junkie, and stuff that he said, what was the group that he... what was that group that he had problems with? You know, that he was talking about... You know, this group that had a disproportionate amount of control in different areas. And all those Hollywood executives doing that. There's some connection here.
But you know what? No. It's about Trump, really. It's all about Trump.
Yeah, it's all Trump, yeah.
Trump with his nano Jews.
All the wines. Steam. There's a lot of steams and bergs here. Interesting.
God, ass.
Things that make you go,
I mean, remember fucking Science Abuse? Brainiac Science Abuse? That was a good show.
Argue that all of the facts aren't in yet. Roman Polanski was convicted of the statutory rape of a 13-year-old actress in the 1970s. He served some of his time, then fled the country to Europe, where it's alleged he raped and sexually assaulted more girls over the last 40 years. And look, as is the case with literally any famous person who's done something like this, there will be people who argue that there are extenuating circumstances that complicate the issue. Quentin Tarantino. But we know for a fact that Polanski did one of the most horrible things that a person can ever do to another person. And he's been accused of doing it again since then. He is not a good human being. But he is a good director. Arguably one of the greatest directors to ever live. Seriously, Google greatest directors of all time and try to find a list without his name on it. Rosemary's Baby is one of the greatest horror films of all time. And while the Oscars aren't worth much, he earned heaps of praise and awards for The Pianist long after his conviction in 2002. And he's made many more great films beside those, including Chinatown, which is essential viewing for anyone interested in film noir, and probably for anyone who wants to understand film.
So it sounds like people are really good at some things and really bad at other things.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like I'm amazing at lovemaking, but I'm terrible at relationships. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
I'm still waiting for him to make a point.
Yeah.
Period. I really can't overstate its importance. Any viewing or discussion
Hold on, is he
of
now
Polanski's
saying that he's a bit worried because he likes his movies and the director's a rapist?
Well, Mother's Basement.
And now he's trying to find.
I'm gonna have to ask you to cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks here, Mother's Basement. Gonna have to ask you to. Have you seen that fucking edit where instead of the subtitles, instead of saying "cool it" with the anti-Semitic remarks, it just says "cool anti-Semitic remarks"?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Here's Mike Testa. They created this nightmare. They are beyond redemption. I don't know what's going on with this guy. Yes, there are horrible people in Hollywood and manga and anime and video games, etc., etc. You go on the list.
Yeah.
Welcome to humanity, sir.
Yeah, but we don't all spend our time making a video going, well, if we just ignore the director stuff, mate, just watch what you want to watch. It's fine. As long as you're not hurting anybody, it's fine. Just watch your fucking anime shows written by a paedophile. I don't care.
No one cares.
Nobody cares. You're not... Your existential crisis, because you're worried that you might get banned from Twitter because you like something made by a paedophile, it means nothing to me.
It'd be funny if like Boku no Pico wasn't written by a paedophile. Like if that was like, no, they're completely wholesome and cynical. It
would be funny if like was it Bible Black, so it usually gets touted. It was made by like someone like a hardcore gay porno guy. He's just like he wanted.
Yeah, he was just like, I just wanted to tell this story. Yeah, I just wanted to tell this. I just had this story that I really wanted to tell.
It's like
it was really just a biopic.
Yeah, it's basically a documentary.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's like Hello Greedo made it. It's like what? What the fuck?
He wrote a book by it.
I wish those guys would not. Like anytime anyone writes their own diary, biopic, whatever, it's like, oh god, please stop.
For a moment, I heard like diarrhea.
Well, it wouldn't be different.
That's pretty much what they are.
Yeah.
The same thing.
I wrote a story
Verbal diarrhea.
when I went to university, and then I stopped going to university. That was my story. It's like, what the? Why would I want to read that, guy? Just stop it. It's not even a fictional story. It's just an anecdote. The giant anecdote of I did this.
Yeah. Socialist professor.
Yeah, I had a socialist professor, and I played Metal Gear, and I learned all about socialist.
Psycho Mantis. Stop mentioning Metal Gear so that I can stop acting like Snake.
It's just like my Japanese animes.
Yeah. Oh my god. Metal Gear Solid, but it's like an anime set in the Harry Potter universe would be like my worst nightmare.
Otacon, come look at this fucking hentai.
No.
Should definitely have a little "he's a rapist" asterisk next to it, and not just because it's abhorrent on its own, but because it shows how far Hollywood will go to protect the worst of their own. But that doesn't mean that we should ignore or...
So wait a second. A director who was charged and convicted and all this stuff is on his record makes movies or makes products.
He can never come back to America, by the way. The minute he sets foot in America, he's going to be arrested.
Obviously, his reputation is tarnished, but no one cares about that to the point of him when he makes a movie because that's the business he's in. If he was making bread, they care about, is the bread any good? How expensive is it? Is it fresh? Yada yada. That's it.
You didn't rape anybody while making.
Are we supposed to like see a man after he's been convicted and tried and gone to prison and done his time as any less a man? Can he get on with his life? Can he learn? Can he grow? No.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, he fled America. He's now there's very few countries he can go in, he can live in or even visit, because if he goes to certain countries, he'll be extradited and then sent to America for, to serve more time.
I'm just asking, is the justice system not enough? What do these people want? Do we have to destroy a man's livelihood?
Execution?
Yeah, like what?
No. But here's the thing. I don't even think execution is good enough. They want them to be erased completely.
Erased from history. Yeah, that's pretty much like the image I can see completely. As well.
Yeah, that's it. It's like not just like but not just them and their entire family and anyone who's ever interacted with them needs to be erased from history.
Yeah,
because any memory of these people,
someone else like wrote them, and just give someone else credit and be like, actually, they wrote it all along, and just make oh no, these people were always the people who made it.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. Yeah, it feels like it feels like they execute the person, then erase everything, and then probably even execute people who like know the truth about it. It's like a full-on. Yeah, it's just really weird what these people want. Because going to prison, losing all the money, and all this sort of stuff isn't enough.
I remember that this was like a long time ago, like 10, 15 years ago. There was a football player called Michael Vick, and he pleaded guilty to, was it dog competitions? Like the fighting ring, like dog fighting ring competitions? And he went to jail.
No, he pleaded guilty to dog racing.
Dog racing? It was one of these things involved dogs and pets or whatever, and it was like, oh, this is illegal. He went to jail. He did his time.
Yes,
and it's like, okay, he's done. He can go back to playing football again, and that's that.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, yeah, he's a football player.
I'll give you another story. There was years ago, there used to be a football player called Lee Hughes, and he played for the team that I support. Now, he used to play in the Premier League and like the Championship, so high level of football. And then he got drunk, was in a car crash and killed somebody. Served his time, came back and went back to playing football. He joined our team, and we loved him because he played good football, and that's all we were interested in. He scored goals for us, didn't matter. Opposition fans gave him stick, but he didn't. That's going to happen in it. But when he went to different clubs after he left us, all those fans liked him for playing for their team. And it's like, yeah, he's doing what he's meant to do. I don't care what he did in the past. He's served his time and he's done his punishment. So it's like the same thing. It's a bit like, once you serve your time and do your punishment, you've repaid your debt to society. That's the idea.
Right.
It doesn't mean you keep being punished over and over and over again forever.
I don't know, man. Well, I mean, it depends on the thing, I mean, it's. Yeah, if someone rapes a 13-year-old, I mean, I don't think. I'm not gonna. But what? It's like, I don't know, man. Like,
but he got.
I do think they should like. I don't think execution is that much of a like.
I'm not. No. Yeah. No. But what I'm saying is when you get sentenced in prison for a crime, you get given a sentence, right? For what they deem is right. Sometimes it's a little bit too short. Sometimes it can be longer. But once you do the time or do whatever your punishment is for that crime, that's it. You can't keep punishing people forever for doing something.
Right. Usually what happens with those kinds of repeat offenders is they get their name changed. They get changed to a different part of the state or a different part of the country or even a different country. And they then have to live a different life. So that's just how it goes because that's how you integrate people back into society who are considered scary or dangerous or whatever. They have been reformed, hopefully, by the state. Or by the whatever justice system has done that. So
yeah,
they have to get on with their lives.
But the things that these people talk about, it's like they're using extreme examples of stuff as like a cover for wanting to do this to people who aren't extreme. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like he's bringing up the paedophile guy and this Roman Polanski because he's like, look, these people are doing this, we should stop it. When in reality, what he wants is like prison sentences for like John Tron saying that statement.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and that's
more my issue in terms of like comparing something like what Roman Polanski did to like saying quote unquote hateful, something quote unquote hateful, and it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah, but this is what like me and Smother's saying. Like once you've served your time, you can't keep being punished for that thing you did, because that's not justice anymore. So
anyway,
but hey ho, that's just my view of it. So
right, he's bringing up a guy rambling on Twitter to a guy being a sexual predator.
Oh, a serial rapist.
Right.
Yeah, it's really
a little different.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's try to finish this off. We only got a few more minutes, and we've been going on for a while. So.
Dismiss the merits of that work or stop watching it. But then you come back to the problem of support. Anytime you buy a Chinatown Blu-ray or watch the movie on Netflix, you're paying Polanski royalties, supporting his lavish European
How many times is he gonna bring this point up?
Yeah,
I'm so fucking I'm so tired of
Are
this.
You sure? Are you sure he actually gets royalties for this stuff now?
It depends. Like it depends on the legal system of like the person where he stays on. But like, I think
what? I just have to anytime something's on TV that I start to like. Do I have to hit the pause button on my cable remote and then go frantically
every single person in Britain. No, but every single.
This is just so asinine.
Every single person in Britain pays a TV license to watch TV, right? So does that mean that if he ever show anything that's made by someone bad, we're supporting over 68 million people in Britain are supporting this stuff?
Let's just imagine how old this is. He like in his 80s by now? Like what is going on? Like is he going to enjoy this money? That money that he already has made? He's made dozens of films. I'm sure he's well to do. I don't think the extra drop in the bucket's going to change anything.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you can't with movies this old. Royalties don't last that long, and they're not as much as people think it is. It's but this idea of like every time you buy a DVD of like Chinatown. Oh no! I'm giving him five quid. Oh no!
This large moral quandary you must be in, sir. Oh, the life you must lead, weighing every purchase.
Yeah, but it's like
morally.
When I go to Walmart to purchase a Max Headroom Blu-ray, I'm not gonna start fucking compulsively researching everything about Max Headroom. I'm just gonna fucking.
Yeah, but it's like that. Oh no! You spent a $5 in like a Walmart or like a Tesco's or something. A minuscule amount of that amount of money is going to go to the director with royalties at best. It's going to go to the corporation and the company that's selling the product.
All right.
This is ridiculous. He's talking about a very minuscule amount of money.
Yeah.
Going, yeah, but you gave 1 shilling to a rapist. Maybe, possibly, could be. That's bad. Like, no.
This is so stupid.
If I had a nickel for every time.
Such an asshole right now.
To multiplications his continued pattern of sexually abusive behavior, which is obviously not okay. Some people will say that the solution to this dilemma is piracy. Knowing my stance on the subject, you can probably guess that I don't agree. Firstly, because in pirating a film or anime to spite the director, you're also stealing from everyone else who worked on it, and secondly, because if something is valuable enough to be worth your
nobody
time,
wins
it's valuable
then.
enough to be worth your money.
You can't win! You can't win with this fucker.
No, I mean, no.
Stop watching entertainment.
That's just not true. Like, that's just not true. Like,
if you're not gonna watch it anyway, then what's the difference?
But it's like,
yeah,
that's
just watch the fucking thing, you sick fuck.
The idea that if it's worth your time, it's worth your money. No, that's just not true. Like, it could be that you would just not watch it.
Yeah, but he's like this. Don't pay for something to watch it, okay? But also don't You go to piracy. Okay, so what am I meant to do? Get it for free? How? How am I? What?
Individually donate to each individual staff member.
Woman's basement. What do you want me to do?
That's sick.
What do you want? I'm asking you. What do you want me to actually do? Tell me what you think I should do.
When you go to buy, like, we need to have an option.
Help me help you. Help me help you. I don't know what to do here. We're an impasse here.
You know, like where you get like a digital copy of something, and you have to like tick which staff members like you want to get money from it. Like you want to.
Do I have to? Do you want me to put like coins in an envelope and like mail it to certain people?
Yeah, you have to look at the entire staff list and individually mail them.
I mean, this is sick.
The amount of money.
This is some sadistic shit we're talking about right now.
This is him literally going, I'm going to make things as confused as possible so you don't realise that I'm actually paying for these paedophile things to enjoy programs. I'm like, bro, just watch your fucking programs. No one cares. No one cares that you cuddled with your girlfriend watching anime.
Yeah, here's JS. Pirate the movie to fight pedophilia. What a take. I'm not even sure he's saying that.
He's saying don't pirate.
No, he's saying don't pirate it because piracy is bad.
Piracy is.
But also don't pay for the product. Just watch it for free
like
somewhere.
Fucking, advert, you know. You know that fucking thing you used to get in like videos where it was like
you wouldn't steal a car.
You wouldn't steal a handbag. But it's like you wouldn't download a car. It's like, oh, I mean, if I could, if I could download a car,
you know something. If I could
download a car,
tell me more about this downloading a car.
Downloading a car.
But this is the thing. I'm literally in a situation where I'm like with Yokai. It's like, what do you want me to do? I can't pay for it. I can't steal it, and I can't watch it for free.
Like, could you imagine if you could,
what do you want me to do?
Like you just go on uTorrent and it's just like
but you can't torrent a Volkswagen
in the final minute.
You have to barter. You have to barter the thing with some other thing.
Barter. I have some string. Can I watch your anime, please? I don't know.
I mean, if you're protesting the Nestle Corporation, you don't go out and shoplift Nesquik. You choose not to buy it in a boycott because
kind of want to steal some Nesquik. Not gonna lie. I think I might.
What is this? What has this got to? Right, so you boycott watching the anime thing, right? So what you're saying is don't watch this thing, but then you're gonna have a go at me for not watching this thing because you think it should be watched, and I shouldn't be. Right, okay, hold on. So,
if
I'm getting this straight, he doesn't want you to pay money to watch an anime because it's made by a paedophile. But he also doesn't want you to not watch it because it's good enough to watch.
Because it's good for your life. But he doesn't want you to pirate it either because then you're not supporting the people that weren't fucked up.
So what you need to do...
he wants you to boycott it. What you do, he wants you to boycott it, which means you don't watch it. No, but which means you don't.
Who's already bought it, and then you just look over their shoulder as they're watching.
Yeah, but then is that what he wants you to do? So he wants you to not do actually watch.
He just wants you to not do anything.
Yeah, just.
Because you can't watch it, you can't not watch it, and you can't even kind of watch it because he doesn't even like the pirating option. So you can't even kind of watch it.
You can't not watch it. You can't watch not boycott not watch.
What happens if you
pirate it?
No. But what happens if you pay money to someone completely separate who then spends it on the thing?
No, but that's still giving money to paedophile.
It actually sounds like what he would want you to do is pirate it and then individually donate
to each individual
to the people that worked on it.
Yeah.
My brain.
It's like that other guy we covered when he went. You could do this. You could do the other thing, or you could do neither. It's up to you. It's like, oh, cheers, thanks, bro. Thank you. Great advice.
Neither. I don't give a fuck what you do.
That was a racist black guy or whatever the crap that was.
Yeah, that was the black dude who looked like he'd literally gone through like 12 spliffs before he made the video. He was so laid back, he was fucking vertical. No, horizontal, I mean, not vertical. Yeah, man, just, you can do option A, or you can do option B, or you can do neither. It's really up to you. Just do what you want to do. Yeah, this guy's like, you don't pirate it, don't pay for it, don't really watch it, don't boycott it though, because you need to watch it because it's good.
It
but,
sounds
just do whatever.
this guy just makes it like if you're merely aware of the show's existence, you're already fucked.
Yeah.
All you have to do is go into a ditch and die. There's nothing left to happen in life. There's no meaning.
He makes it like, what the fuck?
Can't do
He
anything.
introduces a problem and then reveals there's no solution to it.
Yeah, there's absolutely, in his warped mind, there is no solution to this. And no, there is a solution. Don't worry about it. Just fucking watch what you want to watch.
The solution is turn it off.
His mind,
turn off the screen.
Yeah, but in his mind,
walk away from the screens.
No, but in his mind, because of his ideology, there is no solution. Because the common sense thing opposes his ideology. And so his brain can't comprehend that there might be a way out of this. So he's making up all these things.
Because when he tries to watch the anime...
his ideology comes into it.
Because when he tries to watch the anime, he internally rees himself. And he's like, but I like it. But then his other side is like... And he's like, but I like it. And then he had to make a video.
We hates it. We hates it. It's like, but we like the anime.
No! It burns us!
The anime titties, they burns!
Anyway, let's try and get through his jumps in logic here.
I mean, what the fuck, man?
Here's Alex Halo's.
We're on to boycotting it.
We got a great solution from Alex Halo, our resident anime buff. Buy directly from Japan and pirate it. Oh.
If you bought it, what's the point of pirating it?
You get the fan sub.
Buy the fan sub. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh God. Don't give any ideas.
I mean, the Japanese media isn't gonna come with the English sub for most of the time. I'm willing to
no one cares. Just watch it in Japanese. I watched half an episode of Fist of the North Star in Japanese, and it was great. I didn't even know what was going on.
You get a free review copy by being a reviewer, and then give it a bad review, so that
and then send it back, and then spit in the copy.
Yeah.
No, sell it on eBay.
Sell it on eBay, and then use the money to individually send it to all the other people who weren't bad.
2 cents to every person.
Yeah, I'm going to send one nickel.
You have to individually invest in each individual staff member. Go through their entire life.
A cent for everyone.
Yeah, you have to.
You just have fucking terabytes.
You have to veto. You have to veto 200 staff members every time you want to watch a new fucking TV show.
You just have fucking terabytes of info about all of them, and you're just like, damn.
And it turns out it's like, but
every time you discover a show, you're 5 years older by the time you watch it.
Because you have to discover.
Yeah, but it's like one of those. It's like, I would have watched Game of Thrones, but Cameraman 3 voted for Trump, so I just can't do it. It's problematic.
It's possible that someone who walked by in the background was a Trump supporter. Can I, in a good conscience, watch this show? It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but I can't pirate. I can't go to piracy because piracy is bad. I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person.
You liar.
It's like, yeah, but if you pirate it and then individually pay people, there could be uncredited people, and then you're a piece of shit. It's like there's nothing you can do.
Yeah. Let's just see what it's on about boycotting, though. Because it's just great.
Okay, let's go.
That's what makes the point, that you're willing to forego something you enjoy to avoid supporting bad business practices or bad people. Stealing from people who have nothing to do with it, or even people who do, muddies the message. So then, maybe we should stop watching content from people we take issue with in protest. Maybe the principle's the same, although in practice it is slightly different. You can buy generic store-brand chocolate milk mix, but there's no store-brand Chinatown, or store-brand Kenshin, or store-brand MMO Junkie. If you want to protest creators like this,
bargain bin.
There's
Tesco. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of
literally manga and anime of every denomination, of every quality level, of samurai, no problem.
Yeah, but like, there's no dime store version of Chinatown. I'm pretty sure I could find numerous dime store versions of Chinatown.
I mean, you could just consume things that's only created by people that are dead. Like, you only read or watch things.
But no, people who are dead are problematic as well.
The patient
people who are dead are also problematic.
But they can't profit from it, which is his issue. So as long as they're dead, it's fine. Or what you could do is you could, if someone's problematic but you enjoy their work, is you just kill them and then you enjoy it. You know, then you say it.
So, Dolphins, are you telling me that my options are either A, kill the creator, B, kill myself, or C, kill every other person in the world? So no one can profit from this.
Well, I mean, if no minority
exist, cancel culture,
be oppressed, right? Like,
or D, just maybe not watch.
If we simply get rid of all the marginalized groups, right? If we simply get rid of all the marginalized groups, then they can't be marginalized anymore. You know.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
why stop there? Well, hold on. Why stop there? Why stop at worrying about royalties? Why stop at worrying about the streaming service or whatever? What if the person that hosts the streaming service is a bigot? What if the guy you bought your TV from is a bigot? What if the people that constructed your house were bigots?
The person.
When does it end? Yeah. When does it end? How is it that we're artificially just figuring out when you should be compulsive and when you shouldn't? If you're gonna be a sick fuck, you may as well be a sick fuck all the time. How do you know the guy that made your tuna sandwich wasn't a sick fuck while you're watching it?
Yeah, but it's also like like the apartment or house you lived in. What about the people who lived there before? If you moved in after somebody, were they bigots? You know, when does it stop?
Exactly. So why the odd? Why this? In other words, why the?
It stops when we say it stops.
But the reason I'm saying it is because why the fixation on specifically people that were involved with products, particularly the product being the story that you're engulfed in. Why specifically? Why the fixation?
Yeah.
And I think that he mentioned at the beginning of the video. He was saying how, because it's narrative driven. That's arbitrary.
Mm-hmm.
It's arbitrary. It is. Because, you're concerned about royalties for the patenting of the product. Well, there's costume designers, there's writers, there's producers, there's all kinds of different people involved in the product that weren't responsible for the story itself. What about the people responsible for the constructing of your TV? What about the people responsible for the constructing of the tuna sandwich you're having right now? It's the same amount of arbitrary, is my point.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree 100%. Yeah. It's just really weird, but also the fact that it's really weird because he's not given a solution to this. He's finding more and more problems, and you can see the ideology starting to win over in his head. Because he started off relatively not normal, but sane-ish.
He was like,
and
"Don't
then the
do
ideology.
it." He was like, "Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it."
Yeah.
But he's like, "But he watched the show with his girlfriend. So what are they gonna do? Like rot? Are they gonna bury themselves alive?"
But also,
I'm fucking curious to see where this goes.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
My girlfriend and I are now going to relocate to another country and
change our names,
figure ourselves out. Yeah.
Wear fake
We'll
mustaches.
be absolved of our sin of watching this show, this good show.
Yeah.
You will miss out on some good or even great stories. Your cultural landscape will be less rich and varied than it might otherwise be. I guess whether you're willing to deprive yourself like that for the sake of your principles, or whether you even think it's right to do so, will come down to the individual. Now, as for me, if the tone of this video hasn't made it clear already, I'm torn. I think it's important to avoid financially supporting bad people or giving undeserved platforms to bad ideas, but I also think it's important to let art stand on its own merits, to recognize artistic greatness when we see it, regardless of where it comes from, and to learn from it, even if we disagree with it. It's hard to reconcile those values.
This is a very bizarre take, because usually when you talk about the accomplished thinker, they are able to hold contrary opinions in their mind, and they're able to ascertain one from the other. He is having a struggle with what this means. This is a very simple thing. This is not some philosophical aged question that we can't. Oh, Michelangelo raped some women, but the Sistine Chapel.
This guy can't even watch an anime without thinking he's fucking Dr. Jekyll.
Like he's part of the problem because he's giving money to the bad guys up in Japan.
But the thing is,
anime, you're tearing me apart.
Even if he does live with this. Even if he does live like this, he's a hypocrite because he was just telling us, yes, you should deprive yourself, but he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a moral quandary, just not for me. I already saw that.
My girlfriend and I watched it, and we wouldn't trade it for the world, but you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's like we looked past it, didn't really bother us. Oh crap, I said the quiet thing out loud. What I actually meant was we should not watch these things. Damn it. Patreon. Hey.
Yeah. All he had to say was it's worth watching it. My girlfriend and I did. You should too. It's like, oh, thank you for the recommendation. That's it. That's the video. Not here's a moral quandary because some guys are bad and I don't like them and they make stuff I like. How does that work?
Yeah, this is great. This is his little pea. This is his little pea brain trying desperately to find some get out of jail card for his political ideology. It's like two sides of his brain are fighting each other, and his common sense ones literally go no, but it's common sense to think this way, and his political ideology brain's going no, we can't do this, and it's it's great. I'm watching a man in real time fight against himself.
Here's Alex Halo giving us the wise message of those into anime. Anime tid dies are good, small, and big.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Alex. Always a pleasure. Okay.
It is. Rest, if you will.
4 minutes. Hopefully half of that is all about Skillshare.
General, I'm a proponent of the idea that we should hate the jerk, not the work, and vice versa. I might despise SAO, but from all outward appearances, I actually think Reki Kawahara is a pretty swell guy, and I'd love to grab a beer with him sometime. But then, I personally benefit from that stance, don't I? I make art, or at least what I would consider to be art, and I also have opinions that would probably upset a large portion of my audience. I'm left-leaning. I support gay marriage, abortion, gun control, and closing churches. Values that many on the right see as evil or authoritarian, and I share those ideas on Twitter a lot, even if I do keep them mostly out of my videos. Yet some people out there see my stances on these subjects, disagree with me, and still choose to support my content because they enjoy it. I turned them down, but at one point the moderators of a right-wing Discord server asked if I'd like to partner with them because they enjoy my content, and when I told them about my views, they said they were irrelevant to why they were asking. They just like what I make. And I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't touched and I wasn't grateful for people who think that way. I'm also, a middle-class white dude living in Canada.
Oh my god. White guilt, man. Oh, male white guilt.
Fucking god, shut up.
No.
Oh no, race.
I'm a white guy. God, you poor unfortunate soul. God, Jesus. If only I understood what being a middle-class white guy was.
If only I understood what those fucking weird brown people think I don't know, man. If only I understood what these. They're just so bizarre. I just can't comprehend the inner workings
I'm a white
enigma.
guy that hates white people. Look how based I am.
The fucking enigma of fucking brown people's brains is
at the end of the day, he's such white bread as well. He's a fucking white dude with short back and sides, stupid glasses, and a Star Wars t-shirt. How unoriginal a person are you?
Oh no! Why does he have?
You are so white bread, and this is why this psychological battle your brain is doing is so fucking hilarious. There's nothing to you. You are a basic bitch of society.
You are nothing.
Why does he? Why do you have the Persona 5 merch when it has that problematic fucking scene with the creepy gay guys? Why do you have that? Why do you have the Persona 5 merch? You fucking. Why does he how many fucking Morgana things does he have? What the fuck? Why does he have so many things?
He's made this video because he made this video because he thinks this quandary he's in is some earth-shattering like revelation, and it's not. It's basic bitch stuff of, oh, I like that, but the guy who made it's a bit of a knob. Well, I'll just ignore that. And that's it. That's the answer.
Just for a moment. Look, jokes aside, just for a moment, I do think that it is an obsessive compulsive behavior.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's really all I have to say about it.
Well, is that you told us to put all aside just for that? Well, thanks, Yokai. Cheers.
What were you saying is obsessive compulsive?
The behavior of examining the morality of the creators of the work to the extent that he has.
Oh yeah, to the like minutiae of it, where it's like every like sort of paralyzing of like what
I do think that that's oddly obsessive compulsive behavior. So if I was to make one objective statement about this video, that would be it.
Yeah. My only thing is it is quite clearly his brain is like can't comprehend two separate things at the exact same time, and he's such a basic person, as in like he is just human 24716.
Look, who knows where it came from? Maybe it came from watching too much TV, or maybe it's that his girlfriend will suck his dick a little harder.
But it's like all of those fucking opinions.
All I know is it's not
milk
normal.
Toast. All of those fucking
he's white.
Milk
he's
toast, inoffensive fucking opinions. You know,
he is a literal cheese sandwich.
Like
he is literally the blandest fucking sandwich you could have.
Man?
No,
like, as like abortion and gun control and blah 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 blah, and it's like
yeah. No, that's what I mean. It's basic. It's all basic. Everything's basic, and this is why it's so funny. This psychological battle he's going through. He thinks it's this like earth-shattering thing when it's not. All it is literally just watch the damn fucking program.
Like even compared to some other like sort of more like lefty people, like where they actually have like ridiculously like
he's
like
basic.
shit like. You know, like
he went. I'm left leaning and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, just barely, mate. You're just scraping. You just tick the box of being left.
I mean, he's way more left than me, but it's like compared to someone who's like, I saw an article the other day where it was like, why are we calling it dark matter? That's racist. That's weird, asexual, black.
This guy's
physicist. Here's why my genderqueer identity informs my physics. You know, it's like literally. That's like holy shit.
But
his
wild. Views.
Whereas his
views are quite. What he just said. What he just said and everything like is very close to being just a normal centrist, as in like people can do what they want to do with like gay marriage and abortion stuff, as long as.
Apart from guns.
Yeah, with that. But what I'm saying is, it's like he ticks average left person, so he's not insane and not too insane. He is insane, but but this is what I mean. He's just so basic. There's nothing there. He's just
a consumer.
He's a
consumer lib person.
Yeah.
It's just.
Anyway, we're just pretty much insulting him now, and that's not the point of these sort of things. So,
also, your nose is crooked. Yeah, fucking got him. Bitch.
All right, let's.
Is it?
Let's continue, folks. Here's Mike Testa in the super chat. This loser is the definition of authoritarian. I don't know. I really don't know if that translates to that.
Well, here's the thing. Some of the stuff he said is quite authoritarian, as in like his things of you shouldn't. I've done all this, but you shouldn't do it. Is kind of like do as I say, not as I do.
At the same time, he did say he was grateful for people who didn't think that way. In that there were people that disagreed with him that still watched his work, and so I mean,
it's very weird.
It counts
he's
for
all
something.
over the place.
It's not like he's calling people that disagree with him Nazis or something.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This is why
I just think that it's obsessive compulsive the way he analyzed this.
Yeah, no, this is why I'm saying it was like he's like white bread lefty, as in like he's still got bits of his brain that can think rationally. He's not gone full political ideology, but the political ideology is still there, and it fights against him. Thus, these conundrums.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right, here's Alex Halo. He also hated on Neko Para, despite playing and saying he likes it, and the married female writer a male incel because he thought she was a guy. Oh my god.
For anyone doubting the existence of this article that I mentioned, I posted in the discussion chat on the Discord. It's from CNN. The article is actually from CNN. It's not a satire website. So just
better not be.
Not out there.
Oh, but that dark matter thing. Oh no, I wasn't doubting you. I already knew that.
No. Someone in the chat was like saying, "Is that like satire? Is that like?" No, this is like a real thing.
Yeah. Anyway, can we let's hear what White Boy? Let's see what White Boy got to say.
Yeah.
I do agree. I think it was Hawk that said it, that it seems like his political ideology is it's infested other areas of his thinking a little bit. I think that he's trying to be based.
No.
I wouldn't say he's successful, but I think he's trying to be.
He's trying to like please everyone. That's
he has a passion. He has a hobby.
Trying to like lick asses.
He has this hobby which he loves. He's like, I love anime, but I also love my girlfriend and I love my friends, and they're all left leaning, whatever, and they think this, and I have to rationalize both of them to make them work. And he's having this problem. And it's
like you know what it is? It's like he has trouble compartmentalizing different areas of his life. He needs them all to be in agreement.
Yeah.
My perspective
so
like this gives me a much greater tolerance for things that would be utterly horrifying to somebody less privileged than me. So
oh my god.
Yeah, I would never say that my way of thinking about any subject is the only way that anybody's allowed to think about it, unless it's SAO. So, yeah, I don't know. Right now, it's something I take on a case-by-case basis, and I'll probably continue doing so for the foreseeable future. Now, as for the specific case that started me on this tangent, what do I think should happen to Yakunuma-san? Well, he should probably be fired, because his actions are reflected.
He should be fired, guys. He makes incredible art, but no, he should be fired. We all love it. My girlfriend loves it. We have a great time. Fire him.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not saying anyone should listen to what I say and do what I say, but I think this guy should be fired.
Cancel culture, that is your name, sir. This is all this comes down to. I don't like this guy. He should be fired. Please keep making the thing I like, even though the guy isn't there.
But no, I actually do think that that's definitely the issue. Is he can't compartmentalize his thinking, so he needs it all to be compromised so that he can just agree with everybody that it's in his best interest to agree with.
Yeah.
He can't hold two separate opinions at the same time. Otherwise, he has a moral conundrum.
Opinions, more like thoughts.
Yeah, like he can't have two can't have two levels of thinking at the same time, or it makes him freak out and do this.
You imagine having like a relationship where you love a woman but you don't like certain things, and going, "Oh, I can't be with you anymore." It's like, well, why? Because you do this other thing I don't like. It's like, okay. I mean, that's
so. It's like, okay, I have to
either
transform myself into being okay with it, or I have to leave her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, or you can just not be okay with it and get over it.
No.
Yeah.
She doesn't fully untie her laces before taking off her shoes.
She's not perfect. Oh my god.
Same as me.
No,
I
you're
just
gonna
not gonna
ruin
let
She
it.
doesn't know what aglets are.
No, you're ruining them. You're ruining the shoes. No.
Poorly on his employers. To be clear, I don't think that anyone should lose their job just.
You just said. Oh, let me just.
Zach,
What? Just for
Bro,
what?
you fucking moron.
he should be fired, but I don't think people should lose their job.
This is sort of one of those.
No,
Fucking
no,
idiot.
no.
This is sort of one of those.
I was saying you're not insane. Sir, you are a fool. you.
Let's try. Let's just.
Did he read the
Let's
script?
just
This
hear
guy's a
him
fucking
out.
idiot.
Let's hear him out. This is getting
See what the rest of
ridiculous.
the sentence is.
Inuma-san.
Hold on.
Well, he should probably be fired because his actions are reflecting poorly on his employers. To be clear, I don't think that anyone should lose their job just for having a bad opinion, even a poisonous, ignorant one. And it would be one thing if he was just expressing his own thoughts privately with his friends, but publishing them on a media.
Wait a second. Okay. So he should be
So
fired.
his argument is that he should be fired because of the way his views are impacting the coworkers. That's his.
This is like fucking. This is
No,
one of those
no,
like
it's
free
not
speech,
that.
but
He should be fired, but I don't think he should be fired.
I don't think people should be fired for their
Because-
opinion. But he
No,
should
that
be fired
wasn't
for
what he
his
said. That wasn't.
mean,
what
No,
he said.
that is word for word what you said.
No, it's not. No, that's not what he
It
said. He
is.
said. That's
It
not what he
is.
said.
He's saying
He
We have
said-
to listen to
It
it
is.
again.
No.
said,
He goes. You should not.
he
You
said,
should not
I
be
don't think
fired.
that you
You
should
should
fire-
not be fired for having wrong opinions, no matter how poisonous they are. But this guy should be fired because he's doing it on social media. Wait, so if you're just saying it in private, that's fine. He's still got the same fucking ideas.
His argument is that it's affecting the coworkers in some way. I'm not sure how.
But
you
it's
would
not
prove
affecting
that.
the co-workers, though.
Yeah, but this
I'm
is.
not saying that's true. I'm not taking it as a given. I'm just saying that's
It's
his
not.
argument.
Okay, there is no devil's advocate here. I don't know why you're doing the devil's
It's right
advocate.
there in
Like, there
front
is
of
no
you. He
devil's
just said
advocate.
it. Like, we can go back 10
Like what
not
he
playing
said
any
was that it would
particular
affect like
role.
the
I'm just repeating
reputation of
what
the
I'm
company
hearing.
or something.
Well, no,
like that was the
it's
main
still-
Yeah, but it's not affecting it.
But
It's-
it's just
They're making money.
It's still the thought.
The Japanese
police.
don't care.
It's still the wrong
This is-
thing.
this is-
It's still this.
Yeah.
You are doing the thing I don't like. Therefore, you should be fired. And then he's trying to backpedal and say, "Well, wait a second. You can do it, but you shouldn't do
Yeah,
it
but also,
publicly."
it's his personal social media account. You can put whatever you want on your personal social media account.
Let's do it again. All right, one more time.
A bad
Yeah.
opinion, even a poisonous, ignorant one. And it would be one thing if he was just expressing his own thoughts privately with his friends, but publishing them on a media platform, particularly one that he's grown by showing production stills from the anime, has a negative impact on everyone he works with. It's selfish on his part, and I think that makes him a bad
No.
employee.
Okay, so wait a second. He should be fired because he says some bad shit I don't like, but he shouldn't be because anyone should be able to do this, yada yada. But he should also be because he's selfish. So he's
Keeps
giving.
flipping around between the two extremes. Like, what the hell is wrong with him?
It's his mind. His mind's fighting against each
That's
other.
crazy.
Can you imagine writing a sentence or 3 sentences in one paragraph that are contradicting each other each time?
Like,
This-
did he write
goes,
it down?
Sentence,
Did he
but,
read it out?
Sentence, but,
He's just
sentence. You're like, well, they just flip between the things. Also, it's his private, it's his personal social media account. He can do whatever he wants on it.
No, there's no such thing as free speech. Oh wait.
There's no such thing as free speech, but there is free speech. But there's no free speech, but there is, but there isn't.
Is there
Unless it's
actually
free
free
speech
speech
that I
in
agree with.
Japan? I'm
don't-
willing to believe
I
yes, but
Yeah, I'm willing to believe yes, actually.
I'm not so sure about that.
Like this clip is gold. Like that 1-2 sentences. He should be fired is just absolute.
like
amazing.
Spud, like there was like that
Yeah.
one scene from like when you guys were covering his review on what was it, Goblin Slayer, and he said like the Goblin Slayer is not doing like a rape right. He's like a gold mine for these like Spurg moments. Like, Jesus.
But this is the thing. That was literally his normal brain fighting against his ideological brain with those 3 sentences. and they were throwing punches at each other. And unfortunately, the ideological part of his brain is winning out because it's getting more punches in. Because every time he comes up with I'll say a reasonable thing, he comes up with two things that are like unreasonable. You cannot say he should be fined, he shouldn't be fined, but he should be fined. But then he shouldn't. He can do what he likes. But then again, he's selfish, so he should be fined. Being selfish isn't a reason to fire anybody.
Quite sure. Again, as you said, you have freedom to say whatever you like. It's not selfish to post things on the internet, on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah.
You have the
How
right.
selfish?
He's acting
How
like he
selfish.
used a company. Well, he's acting like he used a company's official profile, like commercial profile, to post pro-Trump tweets or something.
Yeah.
I think that would be a little bit different.
Usually you have organizations that prevent you. Like if you sign a contract with any group, you're not allowed to espouse your religious or political affiliations. You just do your job, and that's that.
Yep.
But
When I worked for the council, I went into like actual more government stuff. I was not allowed for 5.5 years to say anything political at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that in a lot of like jobs, and even like in university, where it's like if you like post something on your personal social media and like the people in charge of your job or at your university find out about it, and they can just fire you. And it's like
but with this I couldn't say anything. I couldn't I couldn't even post anything like complaining about stuff. I couldn't even like posts to do with politics for 5.5 years while I was working for the government.
I mean, with my current job, there's like a whole load of like things of like if you can't make political donations unless they're approved by the higher ups or whatever, which I find kind of sketch. I don't know, man. Something that seems kind of weird to me. That seems kind of Why do you get to have a say? And get to sort of say only the approved political donations. That seems kind of sketch to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In other words, only left-wing political donations.
Well,
I think maybe like there's a pretty narrow range. I would probably guess, of things where they just decide like,
no, they're not going to like. It's not like make donations to the British National Party, are they?
No.
Anyway, let's.
I don't know if they'd even allow like DUP and like Northern Ireland.
Let's finish this off, guys.
Those extremists.
This is going on a little too long, and I think we're almost finished anyway. Here's Mike Testa. So his mind is stuck between nightmare and reality. I don't know.
Pretty much. Yeah. No. But I think the nightmare of his political ideology and reality of just like being a normal anime fan. Anime and left wing don't go together. And I think a lot of anime fans are starting to realize that, and that's why they're trying to like destroy anime, because they're like, if I destroy this thing that I love that everyone thinks is bad, then I can't be like, things can't be brought up about how much of a fan I am of it. I think that's one of the major reasons there's so much hate for anime, is because most of them absolutely fucking adore it and love it, but it goes against all their ideologies. So.
Okay, we got less than 2 minutes. Hopefully, Skillshare.
At the very least, he should be barred from using Twitter.
That
said,
okay, who's the person? Who is the person in chat who said he's authoritarian? Mike Testa. This user is the definition of authoritarian. You, sir, you win. You win.
Get that fucking side clip earlier in the video where it's like, some right-wing people think my views are authoritarian.
Fucking called it. Mike Testa absolutely fucking called it.
Like, and it's like, this is one of those things where it's like, well, as long as it's the company doing it, I think it's fine. It's like I mean, you're completely barred from being able to express your opinion.
He should be able to say what he wants on social media, but also he should be permanently barred from saying stuff on social media.
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, by the way, Yukai, do you know when I said there's no devil's advocate? It's like because you can't do this with these people because they will literally go against you the next sentence.
Look, I tried, man. I really did. Right?
I see what you were doing, but it's
anyway.
You tried to see the good in him, but it was no use.
Well, that was your first mistake.
Yeah, he's like fucking Kylo Ren.
It is inevitable.
Yeah.
I can still see the good in him.
This video has just ended on a rate high.
Destroy the
This is
past.
great.
Censor it if you have to.
I also love the fact that Smud was like, we can make it through these next 2 minutes. Next sentence, Smud pauses. What the fuck?
Because I kind of stood I stood in front of him. I took a couple bullets, and then he pushed me out of the way and let himself get shot in the head.
And then
me and Dollface are reloading, just saying, "Yeah, move out the way. Let us shoot this fucker."
I will revoke your Twitter license.
I really did. I tried.
As a
I
license?
really did.
it's just been revoked.
Yeah. Revoked.
As a license.
All right.
This is.
Try this again.
There's still 1 minute left. What is going on?
You know what?
Come on, Skillshare, save us.
Yeah, this. I remember I saying this last year, but the last 2 minutes of every one of these weird videos are just the worst. So
It's always when it goes.
Oh, it's just so crazy.
it's like their thoughts ran out and they have nothing to work with, so they just go, okay, what's in the textbook? I have to say, okay, yeah, black people are good, white people are bad.
The smoke from
the meds ran out.
Smoke from their the smoke from their brains is starting to come out now.
Yeah.
There should be like a new bingo card, and like one of the tiles is gonna say like the last 2 minutes is the craziest.
Yeah, this is just great. This is just wonderful. He's literally. He should be fine. He should be fine, but he should be fine, but not really. But he should be permanently barred from ever speaking out loud ever again.
Let's see any other
free speech, but
any other freedoms should be taken away from him in the next minute or so.
We should have his tongue cut out and flogged in the town square.
Not to be authoritarian or anything, but
I think I should revoke your speaking privilege.
You must have enough social points to acquire Twitter.
Okay, let's go.
We can keep going.
Calm down. Let's go.
If he gets a chance to direct another show, I'll probably still watch it. Mainly because of
But you just told everyone that he should be fired.
he should be fired and barred from Twitter.
fucking Two-Face.
The guy is like,
I'll still watch it though, but he should be fired.
Okay, I've got to click this.
what do you want from me?
This is
We're
insane.
dealing with Two-Face here, people. Literally Two-Face.
You can't be serious with this. You can't be serious with this.
The left hand literally cannot see what the right hand is doing.
He just literally called for this guy to be fired. But I'll watch some of the stuff he makes.
Yeah.
The guy's like sitting in the slums. He's like, I lost my job because mother's basement.
Michelangelo is an amazing painter. I wish he should stop making paintings, but if he makes another one, I'm gonna like it.
If he makes another one, I'll go ballistic.
But he should not be allowed to go on Twitter.
I'm sorry. Oh, he's flip-flopping all over the place.
Let's keep going. Hawk can't
I
breathe.
swear every sentence.
He can't just say he should be fired, he should be fired, he should be fired, he should be barred from social media, he should be stripped of all privileges. But if he makes someone else, I'll watch it. We can keep going.
I'm just trying to figure out how that works.
Don't.
Fucking save us,
Logic
Skillshare.
does not work.
Please, Lord. Logic went out the fucking window 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes? No, I'm pretty. Yeah, 5 minutes ago or before the actual video.
No, there was still a bit of logic. There was still a logical argument, but now it's just fucking.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that was all a fluke.
All right, calm down. Let's go.
This is perfect comedy.
Oh, this is great.
Okay, here we go.
This is wonderful.
Partly because he is a good director, and I kind of want to see what else he's capable of. Unless I change my mind on this by then, which I
don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
What the heck?
Who knows?
What standards does he have?
You know, you just can't predict this guy.
Monday.
The next video,
Cancel this fool!
I feel like he could just randomly one day, just the next video is so the JQ. You know, he just completely changes his mind. You know, he just because he's so variable in what his opinion is. The next video, he's just like, so the Jew. You know,
Mondays we should give him a medal. Tomorrow we should like murder him. Wednesday we'll take away his privileges. Thursday we'll give them back. You're just like, dude.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Support his ability to create things, but take away his ability to express himself.
Take away all of Michelangelo's paints, but if you don't do that, I still want to see what he paints.
Yeah, but
unless it's offensive.
I might change my mind, though.
Yeah, let's cancel him, but I'll still watch his stuff.
Yeah, and if I don't like it, then I guess we should cancel him after all. It's like, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
This bitch flip-flops more than Hillary Clinton. There, I said
it. Oh, God. Every sentence he has said in the last 2 or 3 minutes has been contradicted by the very next sentence he said.
Okay.
It's rapid fire. I can't handle this.
Sentence of just like, but I could.
If we actually went back and watched the whole thing, like without these breaks, to give me time to fucking laugh my ass off, but it'd be so nonsensical what he just said. Nothing makes sense with what he just said.
Okay.
Nothing ever does with these jackasses.
Okay. All right. We
can keep.
Let's just hope the next
come
sentence.
Come on, Skillshare. Come on.
Yeah. Let's just hope the next sentence is not.
Breathe, Hawk. Breathe.
I'm begging for NordVPN. Just something. Just give me.
Oh shit! Hang on. Is that the OK symbol? Is that the white supremacy OK symbol? Oh no!
Real quick, what show is being displayed right now? By the way, really
Digital
nice?
Juice.
Digital Juice. It says it in the corner. Okay, it's a short film. Thank you.
All right.
Well, you didn't think I actually knew that off the top of my head?
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Because, as I hope these last 15 minutes have demonstrated, it's a complicated problem without an easy answer. Although, if you have reached an answer that works for you...
Yeah, these last 15 minutes have demonstrated something. The fact that you're a complete flip-flopping moron.
Yeah.
It could be this.
It's a complicated question. It's not, mate. It really is.
It's pretty much... I mean,
it's only complicated because you made it complicated.
There's only really 2 options here. I mean, you can boycott them or you cannot boycott them.
It's like watch it or don't watch it.
And it's like,
yeah.
It's like so complicated. It's like, you can do this or you can do that.
Yeah, it made it complicated because his brain simply does not function properly.
Yeah.
All right, here's Mike Test again. Like I said, these people are beyond redemption. I think, well, okay, redemption is a different word. I would say they're just confused. And they're blinded by ideology. Yeah. So
this ain't simple confusion, my friend.
This is
full blown retardation right here.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way you can make.
What are these suggestions here?
This is also, if you noticed, not just this person, but other people we've covered. They also have the self-deprecating humor of commenting on their own video or commenting by themselves to replicate what someone else might say. So they're shielding themselves from criticism by making a joke out of it.
What are these suggestions here on the side?
Look, to build off of what Smud said about them being... Sorry, someone's talking, but the volume's so low, I just talked right over him. I didn't mean to do that.
It's only Dolphy, he's Irish, it's fine.
You got him.
But what I was going to say is to build off of what Smud said about them being confused, I would say more specifically, I think that specifically with this guy, I think his ideology has compromised his ability to make decisions.
Yes.
At least when it comes to media.
Yeah. But I still think he's still got part of his personality or part of his brain is still there to try to fight back. That's why there's these little philosophical battles in his head.
Yeah, the percentage of his brain that's left, I'm pretty sure that's in the negatives by now.
Well, I mean, the guy can function. He can put on clothing and, clean his house and go to work and have a relationship. It's just that when it comes to more deeper philosophical discussion, I think that his ideology fucks him up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
or he's just that stupid.
All right. Let's continue.
I'd love about it in the comments below. Just please keep the discussion civil. That's probably a bit naive of me to ask, but a man can dream. While you're down there, if you'd like to hear more of what I have to say about media, especially anime, then hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell.
What's the sponsor? I want to see what the sponsor is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I promise the rest of my videos won't be quite this contentious. Also, just as a quick explanation, this topic was fresh, so I decided to cover it now instead of waiting for Fanservice February to end. So just as a heads up, this and 2 other sponsored videos on the 13th and 27th are going to be breaking up the flow of Moe and Ecchi this month. And one of my planned Ecchi videos will probably bleed into March to compensate. Anyway, before I go, I want to say a quick thank you to my patrons for supporting me and allowing me to do big side projects like Ecchi Month and small one-off videos like this one. I really couldn't do it without all of you guys, and I can't thank you enough. My top patrons' names are on screen right now, and man, I really couldn't do it without all of you guys.
And they're all shills.
If you're not tired of hearing my voice yet, then click here for a video where I explain why High School of the Dead is actually a masterpiece, or click here for something that Google recommends. I don't know what that will be. I'm Jeff Thu, professional shitbag, signing out from my mother's basement.
Wow.
Okay.
Is it over?
Wow.
Oh my god. Okay, that was.
I have not laughed that hard in ages. That was great.
Anytime you say I might change my opinion. I don't know. When you're trying to prove a point, probably not a good, solid argument that you're trying to sell. It's
not an argument at all.
Not very effective technique there.
I mean, that video made me like JonTron a little more, so I'm glad I watched it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gotta take a break. I gotta exercise. I gotta do something.
I'm gonna have to get a drink because wow,
I'm feeling fucking exhausted, so I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah. All right, here's Alex Halo. Yeah. Give in to the weeb degeneracy, no to ideology. If it's just liking a thing for no reason, it's probably better than having ideologies that don't reflect reality. So enjoy the things you're passionate about. That's the best you can do. Mike Testa, don't be useful idiot, Jeff. They have sad demise. They have a sad demise. Okay.
Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to clip that. That was amazing. I mean, just logically to follow that through line was just wow.
It just went so backwards. And I thought, my brain was just like on a tennis court.
Well, even before that, he was saying, like, I left a comment on his video already. I would have done it a second one, but it was pretty much, we can't watch something because it's by a bad guy, but we should still watch it because it's actually a good thing to watch. But we shouldn't buy it because that gives the bad guy the money. But we shouldn't pirate it because
it doesn't give the people that worked with him money. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
So he's advocating for not watching the thing, but he actually did watch it. So
He's advocating for not knowing about it.
and just doing nothing in life. Just don't
Because
consume.
like if you're aware of the show, nothing that you do will be okay.
Literally just vibe.
You watch it, you don't watch it, you
silence.
pay for it, you don't
Just
pay for
don't
it. There's
do
nothing
anything.
You can do.
Yeah, just don't.
Just go fucking get your brain wiped so that you don't remember the show.
Get your brain back.
I can't believe anime does this to these people.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Isn't
guys,
that good?
that was.
Yeah.
It wasn't exhausting. It was just bizarre. It was just funny and bizarre.
Yeah, it's just. I'll tell you something. I'm not
pretty fucking exhausted right now. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've not had a laugh like that in ages. That was great. That's actually really chill.
Yeah, not since Berserker's Road Rage.
Well, I'm glad we did that instead of the Skyrim video. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we should wait to have Berserker on that one, just for the hell of it.
You got to plan these out. Yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for the recommendation, for tuning in this long. That was usually a little longer than we go. But oh man, what a video! What a fantastic take on whatever the hell he came to conclusion with. I don't even know.
To be honest with you, I still don't.
I think he wants us to watch anime. I think, just with lots of caveats, like 7 of them. So, anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you real soon. Have yourself a great evening, and keep the suggestions coming in the suggestions section of the Discord.